Gleaming the Cube. The Wizard.
We're back.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Russ. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Very well.
Very well. Very well. We're back. We're live. Is everybody out there? The spam callers are hitting me up as we go live.
Spam callers are hitting you up.
The spam callers.
I'm gonna kick it off. I have a question for you. So when you saw True Romance,
yes,
you had never seen Heathers or Pump Up the Volume. What was your familiarity with Christian Slater like?
That's a really off the wall question. I do not have a prepared answer.
I know while we were setting up, I was asking Lindsay, the producer, this question. I was like, you know what's funny? When I saw True Romance, I was a Slater head.
You were a Slater head?
Yeah.
Let's ask the audience. Lindsay, the producer, how's everybody doing out there tonight? Are we live to the people? Can everyone hear us?
Yes.
Can everyone see us just fine?
Yes, we are live. I think people can hear you too.
Oh, thank gosh.
Hi, everybody.
Good.
Let us know where you're joining us from. Excited to be back.
Yes, we are excited to be back. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for returning, our new, our old viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for making us 8K Kings.
That's right. That did happen over the break.
It did. Thank you all for making us 8K Kings. The future of physical media.
We doubled in stature.
8K. We did. You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying, I wanted to kick it off casual today.
You wanted to kick it off casual?
I had Christian Slater on my mind.
Get a little Slater question for everyone and for me too.
I'm a little Slater headed today.
I liked Christian Slater in Mr. Robot, the television show. Thought he was good in that.
I'm talking about when you saw True Romance for the first time.
I missed that part of the question.
That's what I'm saying. Like how old were you when you saw True Romance?
It was later. It was like after I'd kind of seen dove into all the Tarantino and so forth. It was like towards the end of that journey.
Okay, so how old?
Maybe teens, late teens.
Late, okay. But what was? Yeah, never mind then.
This is going nowhere.
I thought you saw True Romance around like 13, and that's why I was wondering like what he had done prior to it that you had seen. And you gave me Mr. Robot.
I gave you Mr. Robot. We are back, your 4K Kings who have no idea of the Christian Slater timeline. But that's okay. That's okay.
Give me Untamed Heart.
Yeah, we are all still waiting for Untamed Heart, I think. I hope maybe people out there are also waiting for Untamed Heart. But I hope everyone's having a great summer. Hi to Lindsay, the producer out there in the booth, and to everybody at home that is here watching and hanging out with us this evening.
That's right.
Russ, I missed you.
I missed you too. I was introducing myself. I am Russ. Oh, we already did that. Yeah, we're 8K Kings. I told you I had Christian Slater on my mind, man. I'm in a Slater state of mind.
So, as the title of this stream may have given it away tonight, we have a lot of stuff to get caught up on. We've been gone for nearly a month.
We have. I've been consulting with Criterion.
Have you been consulting with them?
Oh, yeah. I got GUMMO put out.
You did get GUMMO put out. I was so happy for you the day that I saw that got announced.
You're welcome.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there tonight who are thanking you.
I take sole credit.
They're 8K King for making sure that came out. But yeah, dude, like every basically every label has announced something since we've been gone. So we have a lot to cover.
We do.
Some of the bigger announcements, like the HITCHER in 4K, finally announced. It has been, people have been waiting for that for like 3-4 years since we started this channel. I remember there was like a rumor about it.
Oh yeah.
And you went and watched the movie as a result.
I know we're gonna discuss what we watched over our break, and I did. I saw the HITCHER for the first time. I had never seen it. I don't know how it escaped me.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to hear your thoughts. But you're right, we have a lot of news to discuss. But I thought maybe we could start by just catching up with one another on maybe some of the movies we watched, some of the pickups. There's been a ton of sales, like a sale literally announced every week this month.
And it is nice to see you again, Matt.
Yeah, you too.
In case I failed to mention that when I had Slater on the head.
We haven't seen each other since the last stream?
No, we watched Heather's.
Oh, that's right. We did. We saw Heather's together.
Heather's.
Yes, we watched Heather's together. That's right.
We watched Heather's.
That's right. So Russ, what did you watch over this break? Did you get into a lot? Do you want me to start?
Yeah, how about you? I think I slacked off.
Did you slack off?
I slacked off on this break. I can't. I've been getting into. I hesitate to say the title of the show because I don't want to be bombarded with spoilers. But I started in on a show, and that took a lot of time out of my movie watching.
I want to hear about that too, but because I want to talk a little bit about Sopranos also. I finished that. I know you want to talk about a television show, The Wire. Is that what you were referring to?
I just said I didn't want to say it, Matt, because I feel like everybody's gonna fucking jump in and, hey, this happens and Amy Ryan gets decapitated or something, and I don't want to hear that.
Hope not.
Well,
hope not.
I don't know. But no, all right, yeah, I've been watching The Wire. So I got about 2 seasons down of The Wire, and that's what consumed my TV time.
I really want to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, I only caught maybe 2 or 3 movies since the last time we've been together.
I went into break with like a mission. I was like, dude, I am like so backed up on movies. There's so many things we've talked about that I just got to see, and I just went in.
You really did. About a week and a half ago, I texted you and I was like, so, what have you been doing over the break? Did you watch anything? We're going to talk about it. Dude, you sent me a list of like 40 movies, all prestigious films that have like great merit. And I messaged you back and I was like, I watched Beverly Hills Cop. I caught the new Beverly Hills Cop.
That's all right.
So yeah, man, dive in.
And I don't want to go like too deep, but I am.
You watched.
I watched. I know, and we haven't actually talked about any of these. I just was like, hey, I watched all these movies. We didn't really get into too much of a dialogue. So, and I don't need to like sit here and review every single one, but I just kind of wanted to throw these out there as terms of what I watched. I want to hear what you watch too, obviously, and just see like your general thoughts too, and maybe see what people at home were watching over this summer, what you maybe saw in the theater, maybe what you caught at home. But yeah, dude, I had like all these movies in mind I wanted to watch when we went on break. And just a quick aside, as you know, we had a little flood at the house here, flood in the studio. And the time I was going to, I thought I was going to be able to watch these movies became, yes, I'm going to watch them because there was just so much going on. And all I had time to do was just sit around and wait for things and repairs and so forth.
It was fate.
It was. So then I managed to watch quite a few movies.
It was your density.
It was my density. These are actually in order in which I watched them. So
interesting.
The Gambler with James Caan. Any James Caan fans out there? Anybody that likes The Gambler?
Any fan of shoulders out there?
Look at that cover. It's like the most broad display of shoulders I feel like I've ever seen. His shirt's like busting open too. Like, come get some. I feel like
shoulders are busting loose.
Dude, they are. Look at them.
Loose.
Look at them. But no, man, like, we talked about, Thief not that long ago. We've seen it, you've seen it and so forth. And I was I don't know, looking for another badass like James Caan performance. Like I was like, what other ones are like this out there? And everything I could see was always pointing to like this movie as being one of his better performances of all time.
You didn't watch Elf?
I did not watch Elf.
He's fucking badass in that, man.
He's badass in Elf. But dude, it was really cool. And, it was interesting. It's a movie about obviously him being a gambler, and it's got all those sort of similar, tropes of, it's just like he can't stop and he's unhinged and yada, yada. But it's weird. He's like the character himself isn't an unhinged person. He's like a little bit more put together. So you don't really know why he's kind of such a gambler, and it kind of like they reveal it towards the end, like what his motivations for it are. There's like a literal thought process for it instead of him just being like addicted. It was interesting. Like, I don't know, it was like an interesting take on a gambling movie, but Gambler,
So,
badass. I would recommend that.
I was
for
about to
sure.
say thumbs up or thumbs down.
2 thumbs up. The only people that put this out is, I think, did I see Imprint or someone just put this out on Blu-ray or Via Vision Imprint or something, but I don't know.
Oh, it's got Paul Sorvino.
Dude, and he's awesome in it. He's like the co-star. He's like his friend, but he's also a bookie that he owes money to, and it's kind of like Paul Sorvino's getting pressure from his higher ups to sort of like collect this money, but he really likes him a lot, so he kind of like lets him slide here and there. It's really, really, and also Burt Young's in it. He's got a little cameo. Dude, it's a badass movie. I would highly recommend The Gambler. Listen up, y'all. The Gambler. Bad Lieutenant. Also watched Bad Lieutenant, which also has a gambling sort of element, side plot that gives you that underlying
one
dread.
of many vices.
Yes. This poster is great. I always wondered why this was the poster, and it's it's great.
It's in the movie.
It is, dude. It is.
He did a little dance for you.
I'll tell you what, Harvey Keitel was so good in this movie, and I know you were saying, and a lot of people were saying how it's very divisive, maybe, or controversial, or there's a lot of like hard elements to it, and it's definitely not an easy movie, but I wasn't as like shocked maybe as I was expecting to be or built up to be.
But you're a jaded, cynical old man.
I am. Let that be the disclaimer. But do you know what one of my takeaways was? Harvey Keitel was so jacked back then, and like it was so unassuming because he always wore like giant baggy suits. But then like he takes his shirt off and he's like ripped. Look at him in this poster.
That's true, man.
Dude, he's like muscular. Like seriously.
That's true. He could have been Thor or something.
He was unassumingly jacked.
Unassumingly jacked. His performance was unassumingly jacked.
Dude, awesome performance. Like incredible.
Dude.
Incredible movie.
I agree. I watched not too long ago. I think it just came up, the algorithm, threw it at me, but I watched an old Siskel and Ebert review of Bad Lieutenant, and they both were going on about how this is criminal that he won't be nominated for a best actor.
Yeah.
They were just saying it worth watching the movie for him alone, and I couldn't agree more. Even if you were put off by the material within the film, you can't deny what a powerhouse performance that is.
Incredible. Like maybe my favorite thing that I've ever seen him in at this point.
Wow, that's high praise for
dude.
you.
It's awesome, dude.
And Keitel's a beast. If you say you want to go back, like you were talking about with James Caan, keep doing it with Keitel. I noticed you did it with another one here, but keep going with Keitel too. Shit, dip into Spike Lee even. You'll go to Clockers. Yeah. Or go back. There's a great film, Bad Timing, with him and Garfunkel. And the homie, oh god, the director's name's escaping me. He's a known director, but that's a great movie too, with a great Keitel performance, man. Yeah,
awesome. Any Bad Lieutenant fans out there? What are the people chiming in at all at this point? Lindsay, the producer, how is everyone out there?
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of people talking about the movies you have up on the screen. So, someone said that they picked up the Zone of Interest, the A24 release. They're waiting for that to come in. Super excited about that. Let's see, what else do we have here?
I also pre-ordered, spoiler alert.
It looks like a lot of people have been doing some shopping. A lot of broke folks out there.
Yeah,
with all the sales happening.
I'll admit there was a lot of sales just constantly, and there was a few that, like a couple of deals that were just too hard to pass up, a couple of things I'd been looking at, and obviously the Criterion sale and so forth. But the Zone of Interest was also one that I watched on the break. I love, as you know, Russ, and we've talked about 1,000 times, Jonathan Glazer. I love Under the Skin. We both, as you do too, we both love Sexy Beast. Dude's just like an incredible director with an awesome eye, awesome vision, just really knows how to put, maybe on the Under the Skin side of things, a really artsy, interesting sort of project together. Sexy Beast is a little bit more straightforward, but I was really interested to see this. I thought the Steven Spielberg quote was I thought it was fake. Like when he said, but it's real, I guess, where he was like, he said, this is the best movie about the Holocaust since my movie. Like since Schindler's List or so, like
baller.
Dude, he like basically was like, this is my favorite one other than my own.
That's
incredible.
The heights of humble bragging. Holy shit.
I know. This movie was
it would have been funnier if he said hook.
Yeah. Spielberg strikes again. But no, the Zone of Interest is another one where it's hard to recommend this movie other than saying if you enjoy watching movies for the sake of movies and enjoying new experiences and seeing like interesting projects and so forth, watch this movie. If you didn't like it, no big deal, but at least know that this is out there, know that this exists, know that this is really something that on its face is just sort of, like, I don't know, really sort of flat and uninteresting, because what's really interesting is the thing that's going on behind it, like it's this underlying Holocaust that's happening in someone's backyard that's just like talking about a cookout. It's just kind of like bizarre and an interesting thing to like see that's how things were really going on there.
You've got me in a zone of interest.
A zone of interest. And something else I didn't even know, it's based on a true story.
The Holocaust did happen.
No, the actual family they're focusing on, the people that are living in the zone of interest.
That's why Spielberg said what he said, man. He's like, damn it, I should have focused on a family.
Oh my gosh. But
it wasn't Oscar Schindler.
But not to go on for too much longer, it is an interesting movie. Check it out. I'm very excited to watch it again. There's a lot more to say. I'm just very glossing over a lot of it. But if you're interested at all in the zone of interest, I would tell you check it out.
What's funny is like I'm kind of poking fun at you because it's almost like a word salad, I feel like. But knowing Under the Skin and all, it's kind of and like you said, the controversial subject matter, I can glean what you're saying without giving too much away. And jokes aside, I am interested in checking this out. Would I like it? Me personally.
I have no idea.
Yeah, which you would probably say that about Under the Skin.
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
right?
it's tough.
Yeah.
And the same guy, the Micah Levi guy that did the sound for Under the Skin's back again, dude. And it's like a very similar, minimal, but just striking like music pieces in there.
You sold me on that.
Yeah, it's pretty
That
wild.
Under the Skin soundtrack is one of the best scores of this century, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like,
For sure.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I'm going to watch it just based on the sound, on the score alone.
Blue Velvet, I also watched. I'm continuing down, just check. I hadn't checked out any David Lynch just
disappointed
yet.
me with this.
Why?
Because this is one you actually kind of gave away to me prior to recording through text in the conversation.
What do you mean?
You said you were a little let down by Blue Velvet.
Maybe not let
No, I'm sorry. You said, I think I prefer surreal Lynch versus
the straightforward.
linear.
Maybe, so this was my first linear Lynch, I think, that I've ever, I watched Elephant Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like this was really good and interesting and entertaining, but I didn't think it was necessary to pick up. I don't know. I kind of like maybe compared it to some of his other works that I like more. I don't know. I did like it. Obviously, Dennis Hopper, incredible. You got it right there.
This is one of my Criterion sale pickups, man. And that's what I'm saying. I'm disappointed to hear you say it's not worth a pickup. Dude, the Dennis Hopper scenes alone are eminently rewatchable.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You didn't have fun with it?
Oh, I had fun with it. I had fun with Dennis Hopper and the whole story and everything, but I don't know. When it was over, it just didn't blow me away. I don't know. As a whole, it didn't blow me away.
So you were looking for Mulholland Drive? Is that?
I don't know what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what I was looking for.
It's weird.
What were you looking for
I
out
think
there
I was expecting
with Blue Valley?
I think I was expecting you to, I don't know, go a little more head over heels for it.
No, it didn't.
I expected you, I think I said this to you. I expected your reaction to Bad Lieutenant being more, like I expected it reversed.
In reverse?
I expected you to like Blue Velvet more than Bad Lieutenant, honestly.
Well, I don't know. It just didn't hit
You're a
all
surprising guy.
I know. But that does
keep me on my toes.
But that does bring me to some new surprising news. We've been sponsored.
Is that right?
Did you know that we've been sponsored?
I did not know that.
Russ, I don't drink often, but when I do, I drink Heineken.
Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Hey, we got PBR sponsors?
Yeah, PBR sponsored us. I was just kidding, not Heineken. It's PBR that sponsored us.
Holy shit, dude. We are some hipster fucks. Nah, we all had a PBR phase.
I never drank PBR.
Oh, God. I remember. Well,
don't they only sell them in a can this big?
You know me. No. You know me. I was a failure. I didn't go to college, but we lived in a college town. So I went to parties and shit. And there would always, dude, PBR was always at those damn parties. I don't know. We hung around.
PBR people?
Yeah,
PBR peeps?
Yeah, I hung around Pabst Blue Ribbon spokesman. That's the parties I was going to.
And then just a real quick brief mention on these last three. Lindsay, the producer, and I had a little bit of a Criterion run after the sale had happened. I picked up a few films, and we started watching a few. Started with In the Mood for Love, then Mean Streets, then To Die For.
Brief mention, one of those was my 8th grade crush.
I know, To Die For. People know about you and your crush with her, Russ, I think.
Uh-huh.
They've seen the posters.
Nah, not her. Keitel in Mean Streets. He's
Not-
all fucked up and dancing.
Dude, he's
God,
kind of ripped in
8th
that movie,
grade,
too.
Yeah, dude, you're right.
Dude,
He
and
was- what
in
was it?
Taxi Driver, that beater
did you
he's
say?
got
He
on,
was
he's like muscular.
Unassumingly jacked.
Yeah, unassumingly jacked, because his clothing is so baggy, but then when they come off, which
Dude,
is regularly.
I want a t-shirt of that Bad Lieutenant cover, but just unassumingly jacked under it.
Right over his
I'm
jump.
going to hit the gym wearing that. I want a tank top of it, not a shirt.
In the
I
mood.
threw you off there. What did you think of
You
To
did.
Die For?
You did.
I'm very, because, dude, I've loved that film since I was in the 8th grade. I even read the damn book it was based on. And I had the hugest crush on not even really Nicole Kidman, but her in this movie is who I had a crush on.
Yeah, I thought.
Like the Suzanne Stone character.
I thought it was really cool, really like darkly funny. She was incredible, and I said when it was over, like I could tell why this maybe would have been the movie to like really.
Oh, this was
like catapult her out there.
It was. This was at the time, dude. This was the movie that everybody stopped looking at her as Tom Cruise's wife.
Yeah, it
this was like, oh,
she
you're
nailed- yeah,
the
she
real
nailed it.
deal. Yeah.
definitely nailed it. But no, I thought it was so cool.
In America, I should say. She had success in Australia. There's a movie called Flirting. I remember I even watched that. But I mean, to American audiences, this was the one that was, yeah.
Yeah, and the supporting, I mean, you know.
I love how Kurtwood Smith is kind of against character.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
He's like a real just loving father, kind of unassuming.
Normal dude.
Come on, I know. I'm trying to win you over on Matt Dillon.
I was just about to say, Matt Dillon was great.
Yeah, dude. He
was
hilarious
great.
in this.
Joaquin Phoenix, his dancing.
Is it weird watching this? Because, dude, I mean, Casey Affleck and Joaquin Phoenix have gone on to great heights. And when I was watching this as a kid, they were fucking nobody. Was it weird watching this as like who they
kind
are
of,
now?
yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and I can't forget Dan Hedaya.
Nah, dude, he'll always be the deer.
Dan Hedaya.
I mean, like, who would be if Brando is like the goat? Dan Hedaya is the deer.
dude,
and if you know, you know. If you've seen Commando, you know Dan Hedaya is the deer.
Dude, if you have enough clout as a gangster to dispatch Cronenberg as your hitman, then you win. Okay, you're that guy. You win. Like if you've got Cronenberg on the payroll to be your hitman, awesome.
Let me ask you this: since you've seen this and Natural Born Killers recently, wouldn't they make an interesting double feature? Because the points are sort of similar.
Yeah, I could see
and
that.
They're different styles.
I could see that. Yeah,
You know, the whole
A
point of like
possession
what's it worth doing if you're not being recorded and
Right, yeah.
watched and all that.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. No, but
very
excellent.
90s.
Excellent movie. Looked great. Criterion hit it out of the park for sure.
Yes.
Mean Streets. I had bought that at the last Criterion sale, but hadn't had a chance to watch it yet. Completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Like completely different. It was kind of like fun in a way. It kind of felt like funny, fun, like a buddy sort of comedy. Like I was expecting there to be more of like a twinge where, because obviously Robert De Niro's played as like this loose cannon type that Harvey Keitel like can't get under wraps or whatever. And I just expected there to be more like of a, like obviously there's going to be something that comes to a head at the end, but it just felt like until that happened at the end, everything was just kind of like breezy.
I remember when I first saw it.
I don't know.
I'm not comparing it to this movie, but it's similar to what you're saying. I thought Train Spotting when I first saw it, as like in terms of like that buddy aspect that you're speaking, and they're kind of like like especially De Niro's character is like loser, you know, almost the Begbie of them, I'd say. You know what I mean? I remember thinking that when I first saw it.
Yeah,
but you're right; it's a ton of fun, dude.
It was really fun.
That goddamn fight in the pool hall. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's awesome.
Badass.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So much fucking fun.
No,
the use of pop music in it.
I was going to say all those tracks that would come on. I mean, obviously Scorsese's like on his way to his signature sort of styles and stuff. Like a lot of cool things going on.
Early performance from Sopranos, Four Rooms. Man, why am I drawing a blank on his name? He's one of the dudes.
David Proval.
David Proval?
That's not his name?
I don't know.
Richie Aprile from Sopranos?
Richie Aprile. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his name's David Proval.
I never even knew his name.
That's his name, I'm pretty sure. Mark me. But yeah, dude, I like that as well. And then In the Mood for Love, just a quick shout out to that too. We watched Chungking Express together, thinking, oh, we had heard so much about this movie. Let's check this movie out. And I think we both left kind of scratching our heads like, what did we watch? Why has this got so much acclaim? Or we don't really maybe get it. I don't know what. It just didn't seem like it clicked the way that I was hoping it would.
Yes.
This is a movie he followed up with, or later followed up with in like 2000. This movie came out. It's a little bit more coherent. It's got his signature style for sure. His use of like camera techniques, soundtrack, all that stuff is visuals.
Mamas and the Papas.
A lot of Mamas and the Papas. Actually, no, dude. You know what it features, which was mind blowing to me. I had never even known that Nat King Cole put out a Spanish language album. What was the name of it? Lindsay?
Cole in Espanol.
Cole in Espanol. Dude, that's the name of the album.
That's a fire title.
That's a great name.
Every single track he's singing in Spanish, and there's 2 or 3 that, dude, as it's playing throughout, I was like, who is this? This shit is good. And then we looked it up. It was like Nat King Cole. What the fuck? You know, like mine was like blown. But yeah, dude, it's an excellent sort of, you know, unrequited love story, if you want to call it that. But it's a great film. I would highly recommend that as well.
Wait,
so
when did it come out?
2000.
Okay.
Because Chungking Express came out in the late 90s or something, mid 90s. So yeah, dude, those are all my first time watches. I watched actually some other stuff too, like Taxi Driver that had come in. I watched that, but mainly these are movies I'd never seen before that.
Where's my chart?
So here's what Russ watched. We've got,
where's my
there they are.
Oh, okay, Matt. So like you, I decided to jump into Criterion a bit and go for the classics.
What do you got there, Russ?
Yeah. So, dude, since the official announcement of the Hitcher was announced, I decided to watch it. I don't know why, dude. This film's always escaped me. I've always been aware of its existence, but I never sat down and gave it a watch. The announcement pushed me to do so. Holy shit, am I glad I did. I would have kicked myself if I didn't get a pre-order in for this second sight release. Dude, this movie is phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. I had no idea the Hitcher was this good. Mm-hmm. I thought it was like a B movie, like, you know, after Blade Runner, Rutger Hauer got thrown into a lot of roles like this. I had no idea it was at this masterful level of suspenseful filmmaking.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I had no clue Jennifer Jason Leigh was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Man. Dude, Soul Man, he's good in it.
He's great.
Acting's good in this.
He's great, yeah.
The direction, this film was clearly an influence on Seven. There was a few other movies when I was watching this. I was like, wow. Dude, blown away. I could not believe I never watched this. I can only imagine being a kid in the 80s watching this. It would have probably terrified me.
That's when I watched it.
I mean, the tone of this film, it's masterful, dude. The score, Mark Isham's score, over the top. Like, I this was the happiest I've been watching a movie for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, this was all class. I have nothing but positive things to say about the Hitcher.
And we are going to cover it a little bit later in the physical media side.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll just stop there.
Yeah,
well, I'll go into more detail when we review, but wow, I'm so happy I watched this.
Even the poster art's friggin' awesome.
Dude, it really is.
That poster art's badass.
It's just one from the opening scene to the end. It's just tension, man. Yeah. And Rutger Hauer's doing his thing. But yeah, I'll save it for when we ultimately review. The other film I watched, however, not so good, not as good, not comparable, not but yeah, I checked out Beverly Hills Cop's daughter, and
why does Eddie Murphy look like AI, like art in this poster?
Dude, they don't even need to. Eddie Murphy doesn't age. Why wasting your AI on Eddie Murphy? Dude, they could have made a Beverly Hills Cop direct sequel to the first one and just made it 10 years later, and it would have been fine.
Dude.
Like, Eddie Murphy looks pretty much the same as he did 40 years ago.
I read nothing but positive reviews on this movie, and when I asked you, you were like, this movie sucked, and I was waiting to hear why you thought it sucked so bad. Tell me.
Okay, I consider the original Beverly Hills Cop, one, it's my favorite Eddie Murphy movie. And that says a lot because I love a lot of Eddie Murphy movies, his classics. I think it's one of the best blockbuster commercial films of the 80s, easily in my top 5 of them all. This served as just one, in my opinion, lazy. People are going to label it as homage. I didn't. It was just one callback after another that felt like fan service, and not in a creative, good way. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it. Like, I'm kind to these movies. I love Trainspotting too. You know, when done correctly, I like the idea of revisiting old characters and old beloved franchises. Here, I just felt like, how do I put this? I felt like the filmmakers were just trying to please the fans at all costs. It was like, oh, we don't want to make it family friendly like the third one ended up being, so we're going to make sure there's cussing. And it just felt forced. You know? All the references felt forced. When you bring in Serge from the original Bronson Pinchot, the joke is literally the same joke from the first one, only now it's more pathetic and depressing because everyone's older. You know what I mean? It's like, we're not adding on anything. The only thing added on is, again, a daughter, which the actress is fine. Whatever. It could have worked, but they turned Axel into kind of a deadbeat dad. And I'm like, dude, I never once watched Beverly Hills Cop and thought, I want to see Axel Foley as a deadbeat anything. Like, the whole point of Axel is that, like, yo, he gets around things. He's slick. You know what I mean? He does the right thing in his heart, but he's not by the book. You know what I mean?
Is he old and grumpy in this one?
He's not, but he's just Eddie Murphy. It's like, and I don't know if this is me, but like, I feel like Eddie Murphy isn't attached or something. Like, I feel like he's same thing with that Coming to America, which that was way worse. I couldn't even finish the Coming to America sequel. But I don't know if his heart's not in it. It all feels like fan service, just complete, here's what you guys want, shovel it into your mouths and shut up type of. But I could totally see why people would like this. It's the perfect movie to stream and fold your laundry to. You know what I mean? Oh, I caught a reference here and there. I can doze in and doze out. It doesn't matter.
How's Judge? I said Judd.
That he's kidnapped in the beginning, and you don't really see him until the end, and that kind of sucks. One of the things I love about the original is the chemistry between between Eddie Murphy, Judge Reinhold, and Some Kind of Wonderful Dad, right? I'll admit he's good in it, but he's really old now, so they kind of relegated him to a smaller
not saying
part.
Much.
But
the Val Kilmer role,
his part makes not that much. He is part of the story. And I like what they did with him, I'll admit. And I like that they kept him fucking angry. Yeah. I like that. I liked what they did with the Paul Reiser character, too. I thought that was really sweet and made complete sense. Those are the two things I will give it. Man, I don't like this. I don't want to see Indiana Jones miserable. I don't want to see Axel Foley miserable. I don't like, what's the point? Give him a daughter. I get it. We're all old. We have kids. But like, can the relationship be good? Can we have like some outside circumstances that maybe they come in, not this butting head shit that just makes this fucking character that I love look like a scumbag. Do. You know, it's like, fuck it. I don't know. It just left me ultimately disappointed. And there's one hilarious part where Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, right? Here's a real meta in-joke. He's going through Axel's file and he's like, yeah, 1984, 1987, part 1, part 2. 1994, not your best hour, about part 3. And I'm sitting here like, dude, I'd rather be watching part 3 right now.
Okay.
But I'm in the minority. Probably Lindsay, the producer, are people disagreeing with me in the comments. I again,
has anyone watched this movie?
I've seen a lot of positive reactions to it. I understand.
I'd love to know.
But to me, it just felt hollow.
It looks like I don't think anyone's watched this one. They're asking questions about, did they do this banana in the tailpipe thing again? And
that old gag?
Wait, who was it? Someone said
they
that
actually didn't do the banana in the tailpipe gag, which
what a
even
waste.
That felt like, okay, you're being politically correct, but that's a big joke from the first one. That's what most people reference from the first movie.
Okay.
But I am proud of our audience for not giving one fuck about this.
New Metal Ricky may have seen it.
May have seen it.
He
May have
said
seen it.
Eddie Murphy commandeered a lot of wacky vehicles in this movie.
Yeah, he really did. New Metal
And
Ricky
then
sharp.
Daniel said that Eddie Murphy has said that he would be completely happy just hanging out in his pool with his family, and he said he's happy to be lazy.
It shows, man.
Lazy.
And that's great. Eddie Murphy deserves it, but it's like, just retire then, man.
Yeah.
But it really does. It feels like Eddie Murphy's doing this for fans. And I mean, that's admirable in a way, but to me, it's like, if your heart's not in it, just don't do it, dude.
Yeah, don't do it. Well, before we jump into the news, Russ, I wanted to share one last movie that we both watched together
It's going to be the entire stream.
in the theater. And I just wanted to give just 5 minutes of thoughts because I didn't hear what you had to say. And I just wanted to give just 2 brief thoughts as well. And I don't know if anybody else saw the movie of the summer, Longlegs.
Is this really the movie of the summer?
I don't know, dude. I've heard so much like buzz about this movie, like constantly. I just feel like so many people are like jazzed up about it, which good for it because it is a little indie thing, and it's cool if it gets some play.
I was happy to support it.
Yeah.
You duped me into seeing it.
I don't know about duping. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What? There was no conversation had.
You
You just
duped me.
said, "I found out you were going," so I was like, "Oh, I'll go too."
Yeah.
That was it. What do you mean duped?
me. You duped me.
There's no dupe. I don't want to
I
go.
was hoodwinked.
I don't want to like
bamboozled.
dive into like a whole review of this or anything. I am interested to know what people thought out there, if they did think, you know, that it deserved all the hype that it got, which I do feel like did this movie a disservice. As soon as all that hype starts, you immediately have people that are just dying to like rip it apart, which whether it deserves it or not, you know, you're just all of a sudden you have that element where it's like it's not going to please people based on that fact. The only thing I would say, and I want to see if you agree, is that I feel like a big part of whether or not people will or will not like this movie will come down to how Nicolas Cage portrays the serial killer.
I don't know.
You don't agree or disagree?
I don't know, man. Maybe it's the only time I was interested in the movie was
When he was on
screen.
Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong.
But I gotta tell you that interrogation scene was pretty good and pretty cool and all that, but
No spoilers.
I just said an interrogation scene.
Russ is hostile.
No,
Longlegs, the evil.
no, faux Silence of the Lambs leading up to all that, I could have done without. I mean, this is going to be a cult film. I agree with you. This is the kind of movie you shouldn't go in with any expectations. You should discover on your own and you'd probably feel like you found a gem.
Absent of the hype.
Yes, you would feel like, whoa, I got to tell people about this one. Going in as if it's a great movie, you're right. You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. It also, though, I really, the only other thing that I would say that maybe sometimes I think this also can irritate people, maybe yourself included, I don't know. And it kind of like walked the line a little bit with me on this is when there's like, there has to be some level of an exposition scene to kind of tell you this is sort of what's going on.
I expect that in every modern movie.
Well, but I thought, I'll say, leading up to the moment where they do that in this movie for a brief period, I felt like they were laying like kind of bizarre clues here and there that I was kind of feeling like, okay, maybe I'm picking up on this. And then they like just tell you what it is. And I kind of wished they just let me fill in those blanks that they were doing almost the whole time. They were kind of weaving this story like a puzzle with flashbacks and weird imagery and symbolism, which you can kind of put together what's going on until they basically say, here, let's sit down for 5 minutes. I'll tell you what it is.
That sounds like you're describing Hereditary, which if you think about...
Did they do that in Hereditary? Where they described the movie to you?
That was my one thing. I felt like the ending of Hereditary in some ways was a cop-out. I don't want to get into that debate.
Okay, no debate.
I don't want to debate Hereditary.
We're not going to debate.
But what I'm saying is, dude, think about the opening scene of this movie.
Yes.
Which was pretty funny. I mean, and then like I'll admit, whatever song that was that played over the opening credits was badass. I want to look it up. It sounded like
T-Rex.
Was it
maybe?
T-Rex?
I don't know. That was the lyric on the
know,
screen.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. But no, that intro does not lead. That intro alone led me to think, oh, this is a cult. This is going to be silly and
Goofy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean about
wasn't
the Nicolas
expecting-
Cage performance.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh yeah. All right, so
and-
does the film hinder on it being good or bad? Yeah.
I mean, he sets
guess you're right. Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
yeah.
has one tone, and he's playing something different that is either you're going to tie together and say, okay, he's unnerving and bizarre and strange and scary, or I might think this performance is a little goofy and silly.
I don't think the rest of the movie has that much of a different tone.
Really?
No, I think especially as you said, and again with no spoilers going into the over explanation in the end. Again, I was expecting that. I think this is a pretty straightforward horror movie.
I'm going.
To be honest, and that's why I think what I said, I was duped. I feel like maybe there is a level of prestige that I don't know why I gleamed this from pop culture. Is it getting really good reviews?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
Something told me.
It's got a buzz.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this movie is worthy of good reviews, but I think this movie is I don't think this is a great film, but I could see this being a good movie. Does that make sense?
No.
Like, you can enjoy this movie. You can have fun with this movie and turn your fucking head off and be entertained. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think the parts without Nicolas Cage are strong enough to suggest it's a different tone.
No,
I
but
think
when he
Nicolas Cage-
appears, he gives it an interesting tone.
I think he saves the fucking
His
movie.
performance.
I think he saves the fucking
That
movie.
wink at the end is really funny. But anyway,
And I don't know whether
This
the
doesn't need to be the
filmmakers,
Longlegs
I don't know whether the
podcast.
filmmakers like intended that or they saw what Cage did and matched it to it, but Cage is having a fucking
he
blast.
sure is.
And I thank him for it, because otherwise this would be complete shit.
Dude, he is absolutely having a
I'll
blast.
say this one last thing about it too.
Okay.
I give it props on. I saw this on a Saturday night in a packed theater I mean, come on, imagine the people who are going to see Longlegs. It's not really my kind of movie going crowd. There is something to this movie because they all shut the fuck up within 20 minutes and
Paid attention.
and they ran with it. Yeah,
Okay,
they rolled
nice.
with it. And I felt I was happy for a moment. I was like, wow, I'm enjoying this crowd on a Saturday night, and I'm watching a movie with Nicolas Cage in the movie theater.
Wild.
That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win, ultimately.
What's the audience think, Lindsay, the producer, about Longlegs? Is it a win?
There's a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people saying that they thought it was mid-level at best.
Okay.
I think you guys should know that everyone is going nuts over Twisters over here.
Wow.
They're saying Twisters is the movie of the summer, and it was amazing fun.
I heard that Tom Cruise tipped his hat to it and gave it his blessing, like, you've done a good job here, and that's enough for me.
I was about to say, so you got your tickets.
I don't know if I'm buying into Glenn Powell yet. I don't know.
Matt, you're the
I don't know. It's just like a weird thing with him that I haven't bought in.
My new nickname for you're Tommy Boy.
Tommy boy.
Tommy Boy, you're Cruise. You I'm surprised you're not a Scientologist, honestly.
I'm not a follower, Russ. I'm just a fanboy.
What do you mean? My boy, he's with Linklater. What's his name? Glenn
Powell.
Howerton?
Yeah, Powell. Yeah.
Yeah, Glenn
Okay.
Powell. I'll co-sign him.
I mean, I was.
Dude, everybody wants some. It's good enough.
How many people are interested in Twisters out there? Is it really like invading the entire chat?
Yeah, the chat is
chat's fired up for
blown
Twisters,
over
Russ.
Well, hold on.
Twisters.
Can I ask our audience members in the chat, was there any reference at all to Van Halen? Were there any humans being references?
Was Bill
in
Paxton
Twisters?
referenced at all?
No, sadly, someone
What?
needs to fix that. No one's mentioned Bill. From,
We gotta
from what
get a
I've
Bill
seen.
That's
reference.
fucked up, actually.
His name should have been used to some degree.
Yeah, come on.
Whack. Okay. All right. Well, Twisters, I mean, it really wasn't on my radar, but it sounds like the audience demands it. There is a Steelbook announced in 4K. Who already pre-ordered? Did the whole audience pre-order that?
That's a movie to see in the theater.
Get that Atmos sound.
I didn't like the original in the theater.
Someone just said that Bill Paxton's son was in the film as a cameo.
There we go. All right.
There.
I actually thought you were asking if someone brought up Bill Paxton in the chat.
No,
That's
in the
what I was
movie, is there a, do they give him any love? Helen Hunt, I don't care as much because she's still alive, right? She's still living?
But did
Yeah.
anyone bring him up in the chat?
Any
No,
fans in the chat?
I thought that was strange. I was like, there's no way they didn't honor Bill Paxton in some way.
In some way.
And,
Wow.
that's cool, though. They put
No,
his
it
son
is.
in there.
So quite the summer, Russ. A lot of movies. This is an extra large stream, I think. This is a bit of a bloated stream, but I think it's good stuff. I think that people want to know about our movie going experience with Longlegs.
Yeah, I think it's good stuff too, man.
Are you going to see Terminator in its 40th anniversary in the theater?
how much is James Cameron gonna fix it?
Well, apparently this is, the restoration that is going to come home to us.
I'm nervous about this one. I don't know. So far, all of the James Cameron tinkering, like I said, I'm a fan of Cameron for the most part, but I'm not a diehard fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is my favorite film of his by far. This is the one that's going to push me over the edge. If he, scrubs it to death or uses AI or any of the things that he's, Cameroning up.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Well, it is coming back to the theater. I think that'd be really awesome to go see. I mean, obviously I didn't see this in the theater when it came out, and probably would be a really awesome experience there. There's a couple of details that I saw posted just about like a little bit to do with the restoration. It's original from the 35mm negative. They're doing a Dolby Atmos mix. Final sound and picture approved by director James Cameron himself. Yeah. Approved by him. And his AI counterpart.
Yeah, for real. What does that mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know I know a lot of people are like, I need the original mono, soundtrack. Oh, Gesundheit. A lot of people want the original audio and all that stuff. We don't know if it will or won't have it, but at least a couple of details are starting to spill forward. I still haven't pre-ordered anything. Have you?
I still haven't either.
Okay. All right. How are people warming up to this out there? I'm curious to know. If people have pre-ordered since the last time it was announced.
I don't know why I haven't either. I feel like
I'm waiting for the deluxe box set thing. There's no way.
I know.
Give me
I
a
feel
break.
like we're gonna get quadruple dipped.
They did that with Twister. They're gonna Twister me again.
You did.
I gotta show you that. I got played on that big time.
Don't get it twisted. We're not doing that again.
No, I got played super hard on the Twister Collector's Edition that came out.
You got played super hard by liking Twister. I'm trying to rile the chat up.
Glenn Powell disagrees.
The best part in Twister was when they showed The Shining on the fucking drive-in screen. No.
Well, I'm going to see this in the theater. Eventually, they're going to put some special edition out of this, but I just wanted to share this too. I saw this actually the other day. They were put a little bit of these details out.
And I think that's my hesitance on pre-ordering is that I don't know what edition's going to come out. Cameron, he's kind of making me nervous, man.
Yeah.
With the AI stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
although it would be ultimately ironic for the Terminator to have an AI.
To have some
AI transfer.
Skynet transfer.
Skynet transfer. Approved by the T-1000.
Yes. I mean, if any of these are going to be jacked by AI, I guess this one at least should be.
I know. At least it makes sense.
It makes sense. It does. All right, Russ, you ready to jump into the news?
Let's do it.
You ready for some news? Is everybody out there ready for some news? Enough catching up. We've talked enough.
We've been friends for too long.
We've been friends for too much time on this stream, but I do want to let people know shortly we will have our Taxi Driver 4K review for everyone out there pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
A couple more best of all time videos and so much more.
Oh yeah.
But for Second Sight, our friends at Second Sight, top of the list.
There she is.
It's the title that everyone has been waiting for and clamoring for years from Second Sight. The minute they even teased like, hey, we picked this up and we're going to be putting something out for this one day, to like delay after delay, yada, yada. But now here it is. Finally, we've got art. We've got dates, details.
Yeah.
Rejoice. It's kind of like, I feel like almost like an Abyss scenario, like something that people have like been dying for so long. It's like one of those niche titles that just people have wanted, and finally something for it's here.
But as I already spoke on, I guess I'm kind of living a dream scenario. I waited so long to watch it. I didn't have to live in purgatory for so long as all of you did.
Yeah, and it's coming out September 30th in the UK from Second Sight, the promised one, the Hitcher. It had been released, a few times on Blu-ray in a couple other countries, but US, we only got that snapper case. So, now that it's here, let's break it down. So it's obviously coming with a new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative, Dolby Vision HDR approved by the director, all that kind of awesome stuff. That's probably going to be excellent that you can come to expect from Second Sight. And here's the slate of features, which are pretty intense. I've seen a few, they've posted a few snippets already of the interview with the director, and he really goes into a lot of detail on, Rucker Hauer and a few other like cool like moments from making the film. But obviously, look, even C. Thomas Howell comes back. Some of these featurettes are very long too.
You heard me. I just shouted out Mark Isham, the score. I thought it was phenomenal. There's a new interview. Look at the length of these interviews.
I know, man.
Well.
I know.
You can tell that everyone involved is proud of the work. It shows. I'm for real. I'm high on this movie. I can't say enough positive things about it.
Atmos audio, original stereo mixes, audio commentaries from before, scene specific audio commentary. All like, dude, look at how many things are. This is like the definitive release, for sure, of this movie. And then when you pop it open and you look at the package, this is what's coming with it.
Sweet. Dude, it even said the Blu-ray was region free.
Yeah, yes, and I have a feeling that it's going to be this type of drive size.
I hope so.
Because it looks like it's coming with a hardback book, another softback screenplay book, and then the cards and the actual like digipack that come with it. And that's exactly the same contents here, like literally the same stuff. I think the softback book might be a little bit possibly thicker here. It's hard to tell from that picture, but I think we're going to get something that's pretty sizable, kind of like this.
I hope so. And if I do, oh God, yeah. And the price I paid wasn't bad if I'm getting that.
Yeah, no, it
is very reasonably priced. What I think it was around 60 what I paid.
What do you think about the art style here, this motif, this like sundown sort of motif, like the original poster is very sort of menacing and dark, and they've got the rear view mirror eyes, and he's like a shadowy figure, but here he's on display.
Honestly, this is more indicative of the film than the other, than the rear view mirror one.
Yeah.
This is more the tone. I mean, you see there's more that rear view mirror one kind of just reminds me of, let's say, the opening 15, not even 15, maybe 10 minutes of the film. The rest of the movie feels like this. It's more desert, daytime, things like this. Yeah. No, I like it. It's simple. It's in line with what Second Sight's been doing. So if you're collecting all of these, this fits right in. Elegant, simple, understated,
for sure,
classy, kind of like the film itself, unsung. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, come on.
Agreed.
I think I texted you on the side after I watched. I said, there's a good chance this is going to be my #1 4K release of the year.
I have a feeling it's going to be on a lot of people's lists. And as soon as you watch it, as soon as you get to see the film itself and people are like blown away by what Second Sight did, and then you combine it with this great package, I'm like psyched.
Oh, dude.
I'm super psyched. And this is UK only. We don't have a US release for this. And now that this is out there, not to say, I don't know if Second Sight has some partnership with anyone in the US that they share. I know I've seen that with Criterion here and there, but I'd be curious to know who's ready to put this out in the US finally. Could you see Criterion doing this? Who would do this in the US? Who would do the Hitcher in the US, do you think?
Arrow
US?
Yeah.
Not Kino?
I mean, yeah.
Maybe a little Kino?
You always throw Kino in there. Kino dabbles in everything.
That's what I mean. I feel like I could see
any movie Kino could do.
Hey, Kino.
Kino's not exactly, like I said, they don't specialize in any specific genre.
Lindsay, the producer, you were signaling me we have something from the audience here?
Oscar just said that Diabolic is selling it for US peeps.
Oh, yeah.
We pre-ordered.
Yes.
I did.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I just mean like in terms of like a studio or like a label or studio in the US that'll put something out, and what will their release be like? Because this is still the first 4K and first Blu-ray that we even had access to, as far as from, well, actually there's been some other Blu-rays, but as far as the 4K is concerned, nothing in the US. But that's where I got mine from Orbit.
Oh, yeah. We were just pondering. I think I went with it was either Deep Discount or Orbit. I forget which I did. But I remember it was actually, like I said, cheaper than I was expecting it to be. I was surprised when I went. I was happy.
I know. And I always wish that I could purchase direct from Second Sight. I really want to like support them directly. But just the shipping itself is just like way too expensive for the US. But you mentioned you saw this just recently. I haven't seen this since I was a kid, which... This is clearly not a movie for children, and I definitely watched this, and, it definitely left a lasting impact on me, being something that was just very unsettling.
I could tell.
I had seen horror movies before, don't get me wrong, some things that were, just straight, but this one's got a little bit more of a twinge of beyond horror, I think, that just cuts a little deeper.
It feels real.
And that's for a kid. It's like you can't,
if you're a kid watching this, this feels very plausible and very Yes, yes. No, no. And it's done, like I said, the score is so ominous. It's a vibe of a movie as well, which when you're a child, these kind of films, they hit in a more surreal way.
And this one
You know
definitely
what I mean?
did.
Yeah, it's like, and that makes the danger hit in a more abstract way that feels so much more threatening as a child. Because when you grow older, you can contextualize it all. You know, like
Yep.
I'm watching it at 40 years old and I'm laughing. I'm having fun with this shit. I'm like, hell, Rutger, get his ass. You know what I mean? But as a child, you're looking at it so innocently. And yeah, the subject matter in this movie, dude, holy shit.
And it's
And Rutger Hauer is just menacing eating breakfast. It doesn't matter what the fuck he's doing.
and it's not like Freddy Krueger killing, you know, like one at a time these high school students. Like he's like murdering whole ass families.
And
like
you
it's
could-
like
yeah.
and like that one scene, I always remember this. It's like seared into my brain where like C. Thomas Howell's like following that family in like they're in like a whatever, like a station wagon, and he's just driving behind him, and there's like kids playing, and all of a sudden Rutger Hauer's in the back seat, and he realizes what's about to
I know
happen.
he's got like the stuffed animal.
Dude, that like
it
I'll
is-
never. That's
It's so
hits that-
badass. I know.
God, it's terrifying.
And I could have, and it was so funny. This is the perfect, because I didn't see it as a kid, but I'm watching it and I'm like thinking of you. And I'm like, dude, this would have hit so hard when I was
It
a kid.
frightened me.
But as an adult, I'm watching, I'm like, this is bad.
That's why I'm ready.
Laughing.
That's why I'm
'Cause
ready.
Even that scene you're talking about, dude, he's got like a stuffed animal up.
Yep.
And it just pans over and Rutger Hauer's like
Yes.
kind of smile.
He's like, gotcha. Like I'm still,
Yeah.
like, oh.
And yeah,
some
you're
of the
right.
violent set pieces that are in it are a
Yes.
little, again, unsettling.
Oh, they are, and it involves, it's a cat and mouse
Yes.
game, obviously, but as a child you can understand that it's so base and simple. Also, to your point about Freddy Krueger or slashers in general, they usually operated under some sense of a moral code or ethics, right? Tina and Rod had sex, so they died.
Yeah.
Nancy's good. This movie, Soul Man, is innocent from the beginning, and it's just like, why are you picking on this guy?
He's terrorized.
There's no rhyme or reason.
No.
It's just,
And-
why are you targeting this man?
And most of those slashers, like you mentioned, are also supernatural, and
That
he
as
is
well.
clearly not at
Yes.
all. And the funny thing is, I saw this movie and it freaked me out, and stayed away from it, obviously. But I later fell in love with Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury. That was a movie that was on like Cinemax all the time, and I loved Blind Fury. And I remember being like, "Oh my god!" Like that came on, and I was like, "Holy shit!" It's that same scary guy from The Hitcher. And then it becomes like some silly thing where he's got a sword in his cane and he's blind. I'm like, "Look, this is the Rutger Hauer I need. This is the guy for me at 5 years old or however old I was when I watched this shit."
Hold on. First of all, don't spit on Blind Fury.
I'm not. I liked Blind Fury.
Is a classic.
I like Blind Fury. Furry.
Dude, there's another movie with Rutger Hauer that has blind in the title called Blindside, with him and Rebecca De Mornay, which is
Oh.
actually really good as well.
Yeah.
And it's similar to The Hitcher. He's like an obsessed dude who's messing with Rebecca De Mornay and
Okay.
her husband. Like when Rutger Hauer is in this bag, it's badass. Like no one did it better. You know what I mean?
I also hadn't seen Soul Man yet before I watched this movie, and later fell in love with C. Thomas
You later
Howell.
fell in love with racism. No.
But you mentioned too, dude, he is perfect in this, and I feel like we're probably going to end up reviewing this movie when it comes out and the set and everything else. So we'll save maybe some of our thoughts. But it as a whole, I'm really excited for the people out there that have been waiting for this, as have I. I'm glad now Russ is finally on the bandwagon as well.
Oh yeah,
we're ready.
I'm on board.
Definite, pre-order for sure. The one request I would say, I would just throw one last thing out there for Second Sight. So you can also pick up the like non-super deluxe edition. You can just get like this regular. They kind of do it all at once. Kind of, like Arrow will do the deluxe, and later the regular comes out. I really wish that Second Sight would put slipcovers on them. Just throw a slipcover on there for this, regular edition of it. I think that would be cool. They don't really do slipcovers. They do those digipacks inside of the boxes. But I feel like this is cool for a regular, but just one added nice little touch of a slipcover would maybe even entice people to buy the regular more, but maybe they want to drive
Interesting.
people to the limited. I don't know.
Well,
but whenever
that-
I see this, I'm like, that's nice. Because
that-
sometimes they put movies out, I would probably just want this. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to pick up that specific product. I don't know.
That reminds me of something, Matt, because I think this is a tight stream, right? We're kind of glossing over our recent pickups. But your idea of a slip. Can I just bring something?
Please,
slight aside
bring it
here.
up. Bring it up.
I want to show you one thing I did pick up, especially because this concerns slip cases. So Sorry, a little bit of dead air there, guys.
What do you got there?
I picked up.
Oh, crap. You got one of those?
Yeah, dude. I picked up a Tutti Bravi Ragazzi.
Oh, my God. What's it in Italian?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I wasn't paying attention, dude.
No.
I saw it on Amazon, like the Italian Amazon site, and it was like Film Vault, Goodfellas. You know, I wanted to see what these releases would be like.
Yeah.
Their standard.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Their standard releases, I guess you would call these. So I did it, and I wasn't even thinking that the slip was going to be in Italian.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that hilarious?
That is
dude?
hilarious.
But then I'm starting to do the mental gymnastics. I'm justifying it because I'm like, well, all right, it's mafia shit, like Italian. All right, I'll keep it. I'll because, dude, if I had to return this, I'd have to ship it to Italy. Like, I would be paying more to return it. Outside of that, though, look, dude, I
really
mean,
nice.
actual steel.
Oh,
says
and it says Goodfellas on it. Okay.
And all that. But yeah, the slip is my favorite film, you know. Goody Bravi Ragazzi.
So how are you feel? You liking this product here, the slip cover and the
I'm digging it, but I just think it's fucking hilarious that I had no idea what I was doing. And I thought you would get a kick out of that.
I do like that.
Right.
That's funny.
I thought I'd derail the entire live stream just to
Thank you.
highlight a mistake of mine.
Great.
Thank you.
Lindsay, before we move on, what are the people's thoughts on the Hitcher? What do we got out there? Are people jazzed up for some Hauer?
And has anyone ever heard of Goodfellas?
I think I was on mute. Sorry about that. Yeah, so throughout the whole chat today, people have been talking about the Hitcher and saying that they really enjoy it and it's a great movie. I don't know if people are picking it up. Some people said that they know that it was being sold for 60 on Obit and 55 for Diabolic. So it looks like some people must have grabbed it.
Yeah, it was like, I think when I saw it, they were selling it for like 50, 55, but then it was like $6 shipping or something like that from Orbit or Diabolic.
Yeah, it was like 60 or 65 when I pre-ordered.
Total. Yeah. This I think definitely is going to be probably one of the better, releases of the year. Just I guess the box itself, as we all know, the packaging is going to be wonderful, but just this movie coming back out to us is going to be great.
Like I said, everything about it, the whole ordeal, the
whole
film,
ordeal.
The weight, the company that's putting it out.
Yeah, we're ready.
Mean, it's a win. I would be very shocked if something dethroned this as the 4K of the year.
Yeah. The other title, was there anything else on the Hitcher out there from anyone?
Nope, not a whole lot right now.
So the next title from, I know we talked about this briefly too, but another title they're putting out is You're Next. They announced this before the Hitcher. I wanted to bring up the Hitcher first, but this is a title I wanted to briefly mention. Did you end up pre-ordering this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, pre-ordered it.
Second Sight's getting me now. I remember somebody gave a shit before how I only owned one Second Sight title.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, they're not hitting. Like, for the price, I need it to be, not that I hated any of the movies they put out, but none of them just pushed me over the edge. But now we got 2 in a row. August
19th. 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray in the UK. It was released on Blue in the US, and this is his 4K debut. It has got a decent amount of features going on here as well, as we all know what they're doing. And it's got like the director, the writer, like a lot of people from the movie are on here getting interviewed. I don't see the times on here, but it's literally everyone involved, it seems. Audio commentaries, looks like maybe some other featurettes, but overall, I mean, it looks pretty solid. Here's the opening, the box, which
it's awesome.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't put the animal face mask character, or one of them, on the cover instead of the female character.
I'm surprised too.
I mean, it is her movie, or and she got a huge part in it, but like that imagery is like the posters and everything else, promoting this movie was these animal faced like killers.
You're right.
I'm surprised that's not on the box.
I mean, you know what, to be fair, there are a lot of movies I feel like that have used those masks now with like I don't know. I feel like it's almost a genre in itself, these masks.
Finding out what mask my killer's going to be wearing.
Yeah, like this style of mask. But you're right. Yeah, that is more, I think, synonymous in people's minds with this film, other than Sharni Vinson, who I will say, I met her, the lead actress in this. She is lovely. She was a very nice person.
She's probably watching tonight. Shout out to Sharni.
Probably.
Hey, Sharni.
We're friends.
Friends?
No,
And you liked her in this movie?
Yeah, dude. I like this movie a lot. I think when it came out, I watched it just due to Barbara Crampton being involved.
I forgot she was in it. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And I was pleasantly surprised. I remember thinking, hey, this is almost like the Scream for this generation, but it didn't take off.
It didn't hit. Yeah.
Movies. Hollywood isn't really in the same position they were in 1996 by the time this one came out.
I like this. I thought it was passable. I thought it was an interesting story. It wasn't anything I ever went out and bought. I would give it maybe 3.5 out of 5 or so. But as you know, I really enjoyed this director's follow-up, which was The Guest.
Yeah.
Which he, this guy's, talented. He's now doing Godzilla versus King Kong movies, but way back when he was doing these kind of like genre movies, he had some hits.
No.
And good for them.
I enjoyed The Guest.
Second Sight put that out too.
I liked this more than The Guest, but I enjoyed The Guest.
Okay.
I think this is fun. You should revisit this, especially since you like The Guest now. Go rewatch this again, knowing sort of, what is it, Alex Wingard?
Alex Wingard, yeah.
Knowing like the sensibilities are very similar in those two movies. They're just playing in two different genres.
Right.
But you should give it a second shot, especially because I know how much you enjoy The Guest.
Well, thank you, Russ. Maybe I will give it a second look. I mean, I do remember liking it. It was just something that I just didn't feel compelled to pick up, and maybe I need to watch it again. I did only see it once. So yeah, another great Second Sight title. Wanted to just check in with the chat really quickly here. One of the things that we were just obviously talking about was, the Hitcher and saying, we thought probably at some point that might be on our top 5 list of the year. I was curious if the audience had any, current, releases that they are looking at as maybe one of their top 5 of the year. I'm curious if there's anything that we maybe have been, sleeping on. If there's anyone out there who is looking at anything currently in that vein. I see that some people said they like your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of people from Europe watching us, don't we?
Who's out there from Europe?
It's a British group, but yeah, I love the special. This album, this record is. I grew up on this shit. The one with "Message to You, Rudy," "Too Much, Too Young," "Nightclub,"
yeah,
all that shit.
New Metal Ricky said "A Bittersweet Life" from Second Sight. I had never heard of that, and I saw that they were putting that out and like kind of looked it up a little bit, like the plot and what it was about. It seemed like pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to watch that. That's on my list to watch soon.
Yeah, it does. That was something that I thought looked Europe type shit. Nice UK here. Nice t-shirt, Russ. There you go.
I'm right. See, I'm representing you guys.
We're representing the UK, and a lot of people also seem to like your Italian Goodfellas.
No. I was asking if anybody had heard of that film. Dan Joker, no, he's heard of it. It was a little indie film, man.
Yeah.
It popped up around 1990, but like, I don't know.
The Dundies says he's got Drive or she's got Drive, Green Room, It Follows, and with Drive being the best. I have all those too, and I agree. They put out really great stuff. A couple of people excited for Gummo in 4K. Wait till we talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
People are ready to talk about Gummo and see.
Criterion's doing the Lord's work.
The Lord's work. They're really putting a smile on Russ's face these days.
I really do wish we could see this as we go. Although, I don't know, it would probably derail me. Even now, I'm just sitting here reading everything like, oh, cool.
Like all this stuff. Thanks, guys. Thanks for commenting. Hey, great shirt.
Chris Farley show on SNL. We'll just sit here reading comments. The Dundies, best release for me will probably be the Godzilla -1 North American release. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Umbrella's Late Night with the Devil Collector's Edition unboxing is a must from you guys. Sadly missed out. I know Vegan Real 1. I hear it. I know it. Oh my gosh.
We're holding out for a we're rolling the dice, honestly.
Yeah.
We're rolling the dice on getting a deluxe 4K.
Do you have any top 5, or have you even started thinking about or looked at any releases you have and you're like, this is definitely going to be in my top 5 for the year?
Conan the Barbarian.
I was going to say that too. Yeah. I think so. I think it's going to be there.
The Hitcher is a lock.
Taxi Driver?
You know what's funny with Taxi Driver? Because it already existed, and we knew reviews for years. I know it's so great to get my hands on it, but it's not as eventful as something compared to the Hitcher is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, dude, Criterion's going to be cleaning house. I mean, Risky Business is I just picked it up last night or yesterday. Haven't got a chance to pop it in.
Yep.
But I mean, come on.
Happiness.
That's probably, Happiness will most likely be on my list. Yeah,
He's ready. He's ready.
That's a good year for me. Like I said, this year could be Criterion alone.
Yeah.
I could be my top 5, you know?
Okay. Well, there's going to be a lot still to come, I'm sure. Even like Terminator, we get to see like what that's going to be.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street, still waiting
Blazing
to see.
Saddles.
A lot still to come. So
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
maybe Boogie Nights. So
Somebody just commented about, I got the pre-order of the original art UK Heathers release. That could make it.
sure could. Yep. So Russ, let's move along to the next studio that we missed while we've been away for
What
the
about
last
you?
month.
Just Conan and
No, I don't know. Conan so far. I think Hitcher probably will be there too. I'm trying to think. I was trying to think on that. Like what else recently did I pick up that
we're
was
sheep. We just have the same thoughts.
That's it. We're just one person. We just blend into one. No, we usually have a different list. I feel like every year our list is different, with the exception of maybe one here and there.
Yeah.
There's usually one here or there. But I wanted to talk about Arrow really quickly. Arrow September, they're coming out as well. Nothing really blew me away for Arrow September. I'm curious to know what other people think.
What did they release?
So I'm curious to know what you think, is what I meant to say. So here's their full sheet here that they put out, and most of these, like I said, are coming out September. Most of them September 17th, and you can see on here if it's UK, US, UK, or Canada. They're big. You know how they usually do like a little clue. Like it'll be like a clue like the day or two before. The clue was like this big sun. And I remember a lot of people, it was like an eclipse. And I remember a lot of people were thinking, oh, it's going to be sunshine with,
Ooh,
our
Danny
boy.
Boyle.
Yeah, Danny Boyle. But
Captain America.
why am I forgetting his name?
Chris
oh my gosh,
Evans?
from Oppenheimer. Why am I Kieran? No. Why am I?
I know.
Help me out,
Russ.
Russ.
You suffer. Christian.
No. Oh gosh, it's killing me.
Cillian Murphy.
Thank you, Cillian Murphy. I really needed you there, and you tortured me. A lot of people were thinking about that too, saying like, oh, now that he's got all this cachet as well, maybe some of these, earlier type films will start coming out. But then it turned out to be Riddick, and that's what it was. And a lot of people maybe weren't let down. I was, because I was like, oh, cool, sunshine. But now it's Riddick.
They put out Pitch Black.
They did. Yeah. So it makes sense. It makes sense that they did that. So I don't know.
People like you bought it.
I did. I like Pitch Black, and now they're like, well, let's do Riddick.
So I'm blaming you for this September slate.
I'm surprised they're not doing a box set, or maybe they will a little bit later down the line.
That would really piss you off, wouldn't it?
I've never seen Riddick. I just like Pitch Black. I know the tone changed a little bit, didn't it? It was more like fantasy. Am I wrong? You didn't see it? All right, Russ. To hell
You're
with
the
you.
Pitch Black fan. You tell me.
To hell with you.
You tell me.
Torso. Fan of Torso, Russ?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen
know
it.
People are gonna give me hell for that. I tell you, Argento, I am not a scholar on.
Okay.
I've seen Suspiria, and I've seen Suspiria.
Well, they put these.
Pretty much. I've seen like 2 or 3 Argento flicks.
These came out before from Arrow on Blu-ray, and there was also some like Giallo Yellow Essentials box. They were putting these like Essentials boxes out, and I think this was in there. Now these are just getting 2 standalone 4Ks, one like with their original art, and one which is exclusive to Arrow, and then one where you can get like probably everywhere else. So I don't know. It's just another like you said, Dario Argento.
Yeah.
Giallo Essential.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, he's synonymous with giallos. But like for me, I've seen more Fulci movies than I've ever seen Argento. And that's not to shit on him. Like I've seen a couple, but I've never seen Torso.
The one that really jumped out at me though was Friday the 13th, and I was like, what's this Friday the 13th? I was like, are they doing the original? And I'm like looking closer at it. I'm like, oh no, it's the remake. The 2009 remake.
Arrow really gets you with these Clash of the Titans.
They swindled me again.
13th.
I know.
Man. You better pay attention to Arrow, man.
Dude, I forgot this even got remade.
This doesn't bother me. They're doing it.
But I forgot that it even existed. But it's in that box set, isn't it?
I've seen it.
But isn't it in your box set? The Scream Factory box set?
Damn, is it?
I think it might be in there.
It probably is. That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's not one I'd revisit.
And I think maybe is this now the second or third title within that box set to get a 4K? Maybe we'll get the box set all over again one day
I
soon.
know the first one had a 4K, the original, and I think 2 and 3 did as well.
And if you're a fan, you're going to get the theatrical and the killer cut.
There's actually fans of this.
Well, what really made me laugh, I just want to show one feature on here. What really made me laugh was
But think
this.
about it. Out of all of those, like OG, those IPs like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, when you remake Friday the 13th, the bar's lower. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you're remaking Halloween, you're remaking a classic. Nightmare on Elm Street is highbrow for a slasher. Friday the 13th was always kind of the bastard stepchild. You know what I mean? It was always in a good way, fun as hell, awesome, iconic. But it was always something like every entry of the Friday the 13th series was kind of a loose reboot of what.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, they had little storylines here and there. Like 1 through 3 had a story. I know like 5 and 6 do. But ultimately, it's just another Friday the 13th movie.
It's harmless.
Yeah. And I mean, I've heard many people actually like it.
Listen to this featurette. This made me, I just laughed. It says, it includes an exclusive video essay about why horror fans shouldn't fear remakes, what 2009's Friday the 13th remake gets right, and why the film serves as a perfect template for future franchise remakes. How's the template going 15 years later? Is it doing okay? Template alive and well for this remake machine?
And I'm going to say this until I am blue in the face. We are available. We are available to give you guys content for physical media releases. Arrow, if this is what you're coming to, holy shit, I could cobble up something better about the Friday the 13th remake better than that. Wow. But to my point, you see what I mean? It has its fans.
It has its fans.
This has always been
I
seen
know.
as a remake that, quote unquote, did it right.
Yep. So I don't know. Like, Arrow didn't throw anything out there that really, blew me away. I will say, just before we went live, I'll just try to throw this up there too really quick. This was the announcement they put out on Twitter or wherever. This is the picture. This is the clue. And I saw a lot of people were saying something about Halloween. I saw people saying something about Pumpkinhead. I don't know what this is. This a pumpkin? I guess it is, right? Kind of a down look trick or treat, because this is going to be October, the October slate. So people are hoping for some nice, like, Halloween, not the movie itself, but like a Halloween flavored film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, those are good guesses.
Any guesses out there from the audience?
Let's
see what they might think too, but I don't know. People, I mean, obviously
Trick
people
or
are like,
Treat is honestly the one that gives me the most. It doesn't, if I had to pick between those options,
it's the most plausible.
I could see that.
Halloween box set. People are like, please give me a Halloween box set, or the Rob Zombie Halloweens.
Oh God, the Rob Zombie Halloweens are like masterpieces compared to what we've got in recent years.
Lindsay, did anyone out there have a guess on this?
Yeah, New Metal Ricky weighed in actually a few moments ago before you brought this up, saying that he thought maybe they were hinting at a Halloween announcement with this pumpkin.
Halloween announcement. I don't know.
But does Arrow have? Do they have the rights to the Halloween franchise? What?
I don't know. They've got there's some rights to some Friday the 13th remakes.
And I think that's too on the nose of a clue.
Think so?
Dan Joker just guessed Trick or Treat.
That's what I'm saying.
That's plausible.
Trick or Treat.
It's plausible.
I'm thinking Trick or Treat. Either one of them. The one with Gene Simmons from the 80s, or the one that people actually the one with like the little Sam guy.
Yeah, like the little like pumpkin headed like child looking thing.
Yeah. The story.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna need
anthology film.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Arrow and Scream Factory both to come with some heat for October. I feel like this is the time where they both should always nail it. Like they're hit or miss throughout the year, but they should always nail it here, and I really hope that they do.
Yeah, we're gonna need Sleepaway Camp in 4K.
Yeah, we're definitely due. Which brings me to them. Let's see. So Scream Factory also, put out their slate. I wanted to hone in on a few of these, but this was like the entire slate. No shout. Select. I noticed this time. Just all Scream Factory.
But there's one interest. It's actually kind of interesting you say that. The Stepfather was on Blu-ray. It was Shout.
Oh, okay.
Because I have that Blu-ray. It's not Scream Factory.
Yeah.
When they put out the Stepfather, it was Shout. Now on 4K, they're doing it is Scream.
And many of these, there's really no details. There are details for The Stepfather and Village of the Damned. But I know, Russ, you had said something to me on the side about being excited for The Stepfather, which I'm
a huge fan of The Stepfather. It never really, like I said, that Shout release, that's on Blue. It's not even a collector's edition. I'm interested to see if they got new stuff involved here. Dude, this movie is rad. I would actually tell you to blind buy it. I think you should blind buy it.
This is one of those movies that in the video store, I would always see this cover and definitely never rent it. Because that man in the mirror looking back looked terrifying. And I didn't want to rent that.
You know, it's funny. So, that's Terry O'Quinn, right?
From Lost?
I've never seen Lost. I know most people know. I only know him from this movie, really. He is awesome in this movie. But I'm telling you, what's great about this film? It is horror, but honestly, the most horrific thing in this film is literally in the opening 5 minutes. It just sets up his character. After that, it plays more like, I'd say, Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Okay.
And it honestly is that good. Like, it's in that level of like a Curtis Hanson, early 90s sort of melodrama, suspense, family thriller. It plays like that more. The acting's good. Like I said, Terry O'Quinn kicks ass. Jill Sholin, the daughter, she's awesome. She was in a bunch of 80s
Scream Queen type stuff.
Yeah. I guess you could call her that. Yeah.
Okay.
But she's like Popcorn. She did that Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund. But yeah, she's awesome in this. She was adorable too back in the day. She was cute. Fun movie, dude. It's just even the sequel, part 2, Stepfather 2, is fun as well. I'd buy that on 4K.
Okay.
3 is when they recast Terry O'Quinn, and I never watched it. But dude, I'm telling you, Stepfather, this is the best announcement Scream has put out in a while.
Yeah.
For me.
I saw that I don't know, I couldn't really find much backstory about this, but there were some comments underneath this one saying that Terry O'Quinn ultimately didn't like how this movie turned out, decided to come back for The Stepfather 2 to try to I guess right whatever wrongs he felt like were there. Obviously that, according to maybe most, that movie was nowhere near as good as the first one. And then in the third one, your boy got recast. What's his name? Like Dylan something in Happiness?
Dylan Baker is the stepfather?
He's the stepfather.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Maybe I will check it out.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that at all. I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, dude, that's how Terry O'Quinn's playing. It's like very like, oh, hi. I'm the perfect, like Ned Flanders.
Yeah,
you
right.
Know what I mean?
Right.
That's
right.
like what it is. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I just always knew it wasn't Terry O'Quinn, so I just avoided 3.
I thought that's who I saw. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that's who it was.
2 is lesser. Don't get me wrong. When I said I'd buy 2, I'm not saying it's as good as this. But 2 is guilty pleasure fun. 2 is like unintentionally funny.
Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not him. I really thought I saw that it was him. Hold on, let me look his filmography up. Keep talking about Stepfather.
Keep going on about Stepfather. Yeah, for anybody watching, to the uninitiated, I'm telling you, give this one a shot. Especially, I'm guessing he was a major character on Lost. I don't know. If you're a fan of Lost and have not seen this, or if you don't give a damn about Lost, see this still. This is just an awesome movie. Simple, fun, modestly budgeted. We don't get movies like this anymore. Like I said, Hand That Rocks the Cradle is a good comparison. Dude, it's a blast.
I can't find it. It's completely
because
lost.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong on everything.
And I'm sure I would have remembered if it was.
I'm wrong on everything. I thought there was something else.
Well, we don't major in being wrong at this university.
Any fans for Stepfather out there? Let's see what the chat's got to say. Is there an overwhelming response for the Stepfather, Lindsay? Lindsay, the producer, is saying, "Hey guys, wrap it up. Stepfather not hitting for the audience," is what she's saying. But you know what? I like talking about the Stepfather with you, so I hope
not connecting with the audience.
I hope you don't mind.
Break.
I really like the tagline at the top of the cover.
He wanted a perfect family in a perfect town, but they couldn't measure up. Neither could the others. Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That's the plot. That's how he thinks.
And
it's
I like the drama of it.
He wants the perfect nuclear family. He doesn't have sex. Like he's just very like the mother has to be perfect and all that. And then when it doesn't work out, he
kills them.
He ends that shit and starts over.
Well, are you a fan of commentaries, Russ? Because there's 3 brand new ones here.
Oh, there's one with Jill Sholin.
And she also came back for an interview as well. But there's all of a sudden 3 new commentaries on here, plus a retrospective on the entire thing, the entire series, and then trailers for all 3 films, which, I mean, It's
man.
good, man. This is awesome. I mean, there's no Terry O'Quinn. See, you still alive? Terry, why didn't you come back for this?
Yeah, it's weird he said that. I vaguely feel like I heard he passed away.
Maybe he passed away?
Know.
I don't know, but
Well, if you said he came back to part 2 to right the wrongs of the original, I don't think he's a fan.
Probably
Still
not.
alive.
he's still alive. We've got confirmation. Terry O'Quinn still alive.
That's good news.
Wonder if he does any.
It's not good news for Scream Factory.
I wonder if he does like conventions as his lost for his lost persona, but then people come up and ask him about Stepfather. That would be what you would do. That's what you would do.
The mind wobbles. No. I've never seen him listed at any convention,
maybe.
but you're right. Both of these titles
He
would do well at the convention.
He hates his fans.
Yeah.
Terry was also in Blind Fury.
Terry O'Quinn was in Blind Fury, Russ. So this is a night of connections.
But I wouldn't have known who he was back. Like who?
I have no idea. I have no clue. All I remember is Randall Tex Cobb.
Would he like bust through that window?
Yeah, dude. He's like the big henchman that's like protecting the like owner of the Miami Dolphins from Ace Ventura.
My favorite part, no, there's one part in Blind Fury I laugh at so hard where like Rutger Hauer, he's on the ground, he's like hiding, but he's crawling. You know, he's blind, and he walks and he crawls past a drum set. And like the sound effects that they put over top of it, it's like a kick. It's like boom, shit when he's walking past. And you know, I know what a drum set is like. He's not hitting anything at all.
No.
Good old blind humor.
Good old blind humor, your favorite thing. Yeah. So this. Other than that, obviously, like we mentioned, The Strangers in 4K, Doomsday 4K, The Boy 4K. I need some hits from Scream Factory in October.
All right, well then they're heading in the right direction with the Stepfather. Like I said,
no one seems to care.
That's the best announcement they've done in
decades,
in ages.
I mean, it is a new 4K for them. So how about that? I mean, it was shot, I guess, before, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But new features.
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh.
The incomparable Jill Schoelen.
The incomparable Jill Schoelen.
You know what's sad? I think she has some disease or something.
I see some comments out there saying that The Strangers is better than The Stepfather.
Stream's over.
Wrap it up.
Nah, I don't hate The Strangers. It's good.
Okay.
I wouldn't go. Personally, I disagree. I'd say wrap it up.
You a fan of Children of the Damned?
What the fuck is that? Do you mean Village of the Damned?
Village of the Damned? Is it Children of the Damned? Is there a children or is there a village?
It
maybe
takes a village to raise a child.
Maybe it's a bit of both.
Nah, dude, you're talking about Carpenter's Village of the Damned.
There's never been a Children of the Damned.
I don't know, probably.
Okay, then. So vindicated then.
My children.
Russ's Children of the Damned. Are you a fan of this at all?
I've actually never watched it.
I
know I've got John Carpenter all over.
Yeah.
Dude, this is post In the Mouth of Madness. John Carpenter is
not great Carpenter.
To say hit or miss is being complimentary. And this was a remake,
of Children of the Damned.
God damn it. No, but I never watched it.
I don't know.
Remember Christopher Reeve? He got paralyzed like right after this.
Yeah.
This was, I think, his last starring role when he was, able.
I was asking you because I don't have a picture of it, but I saw that, if you buy this direct from Scream, they're doing like all that gigantic like box set stuff that they do with all the Carpenter stuff, like vinyl plus pin plus this plus that. And I was like, is this another one that's maybe got that cachet, but it seems like no.
This is one they're tricking you on. This is one they're tricking younger people on.
Or me.
Hey, all John Carpenter movies are worth like, nah, this is lesser Carpenter. This isn't Escape from New York. This isn't Halloween. This isn't They Live. This is not The Fog. This is not The Thing.
Big Trouble in Little China.
No, this is not Big Trouble in Little China. This is Escape from LA.
This is Village of the Damned.
As far as its cachet, because admittedly I'd never seen it, but I mean, as far as what its response and reaction was when it came out, because I was alive for that, it was the thud. It was met with.
It was a thud.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even remember it coming out.
I don't.
You don't even remember the fucking title.
I called it Children of the Damned.
Exactly.
What the hell do I know?
Exactly.
Case closed.
Case closed.
Case closed. I don't know who's excited for Children or Village of the Damned. I don't know if they're getting posters or vinyls.
But
or
the
what they're getting.
Strangers beats them all.
What's The Boy? I don't remember that at all. Is it just, it's just a creepy doll movie, I guess?
Some Child of the Damned.
That's what that one should be called. Children of the Damned. See, come on.
We forgot our boy Ryan Reynolds, the Amityville Horror.
Oh,
remake.
is he in that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Come on, dude. He attempts and fails in every genre.
Wow. What year did that one come out?
2000. Who cares?
2000. Who cares? Well,
it was like 05, I want to say.
Let's talk about something that you do care about then, Russ. Let's talk about something that people are ready to hear you talk about.
Personally, I'm bitter after that lukewarm response I got over my admiration of The Stepfather.
Well, maybe people will appreciate your admiration of our next title from Criterion, which is Harmony Korine's Gummo, which you, I think, have mentioned to me before when we talked about some of these other titles were coming out. You were like, I could see Gummo.
Yeah, we've talked about Gummo on this channel before. I don't remember when, but I know we have.
Yep, and it's finally just like you know, I don't know if it's serendipity. It is, dude. First Happiness, now this, coming out in their October slate. First time in 4K and first time on Blu-ray. Just had that snapper before.
Yeah. I've never owned it.
Relegated to the snapper. Whoever thought that Criterion would put this out? Is there some people in the crowd right now that would say, I knew it was coming, or I'm blown away too, kind of like Happiness? I'm pretty surprised based on the little I even know about this movie.
I'm not blown away that Criterion has done it, but it's one of those, if you would have, like, for instance, if you had asked me who would do it, yeah, I mean, out of everyone, it'd be Criterion. But similar to Happiness didn't have a Blu-ray either. So it's a real big, like, whoa, we're jumping from DVD to 4K.
Right.
With a title, Gummo and Happiness aren't exactly, you know, mainstream box office.
Sure.
Hits, you know. Will Smith didn't star in these movies.
No, he certainly did not. And I'm, like I said, I'm only vaguely familiar. I don't know if you want to give some level of insight, or just for people that it's kind of like a weird name. It's a weird cover. It's like, what is this? And honestly, the DVD snapper that showcases the main character, I feel like gives you the feeling right away what you need to know.
There is no real main.
Well, whoever that kid is that's in it, that gives you the vibe enough that you need to know going in. So maybe you set it up a little bit.
All right. This movie isn't for everyone.
Oh.
But not, you know what's funny now? You know what you said earlier in the stream about Bad Lieutenant?
What?
No, about Bad Lieutenant. Wait, what happened?
You said this movie isn't for everyone. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Oh. Well, no. I'm going to say, similar to Bad Lieutenant, though, when I watched it, I didn't think I wasn't like, that's it. Like, that's what, it's not that crazy. It's just, some people, it's scuzzy. You know what I mean? I'll tell you this, my appreciation for this film, I think this is art at 100%, like function. It's art. It's Americana. For people who watch this channel who don't live in America, and this was what, late 90s or something, I think, when this movie came out, there are plenty of places in middle America that are exactly what this movie is showing. This is more American than most shit you guys are sold to by our country. It's a fly on the wall type approach in most scenes with bizarre people. You know, you'd probably label them as hicks, rednecks, whatever, just lower class. You know what I mean? Not judgmental at all. Very, like I said, fly on the wall. Just you're there. You're in this. You're in their space. You're in their conversations. And it's uncomfortable at times, but it's real. It's tangible. It's like looking at a painting. You're going to watch this and you're going to remember, you know, it's a good comparison in an odd way. And for Lindsay, the producer, Grey Gardens. It's kind of like, you know, you feel scuzzy watching that. Like, it's like decrepit and dirty. A
hoarding situation.
Yeah. It's just, you're like, that's what you're going to get out of Gummo in parts of it. But like I said, it's ultimately just a painting of like I said, I call it Americana, because that really is what a lot of America is.
Does it have like a traditional linear narrative? Is it just like a sketch of like a lot of different things, and then it's just kind of like it's over with no real like overarching?
Yes, that's
plot.
more, and that's more why I said it's not for everybody. Not in the sense of shock value, but in the sense of structure. It's more that you're not going to recognize anyone besides Chloe Sevigny. It's an experience. It's one of those films.
Okay.
But for me, I couldn't take my eyes off it, man. And no, I wasn't around the specific levels of some of it. But I'm not gonna lie, even I can think of some houses I went to as a kid, some friends, you know, it wasn't too far off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of this stuff. I don't know. It to me, like I said, this is. I guess you could argue it's style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like it as a painting, and I was mesmerized, and I could watch it. I'm like that with a lot of his movies, but this isn't the Beach Bum. This isn't Spring Breakers. This isn't even Kids. This is
Trash Humpers. Is that what this one is?
This is Trash Humpers. No. I don't know. It's definitely a film I would say you got to watch once. I feel like it's one of those movies you have to experience to have an opinion on, because you really can't sum it up for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It really is something, like I said, a painting. You're going to take something out of it that I can't tell you.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, kind of like Happiness, the features are minimal, but they're doing a great job, I'm sure, with the transfer. I was surprised to see that there is an appreciation by filmmaker Hype Williams.
I'm trying to draw a connection.
I was going to say that's not shocking to you at all. Oh, New York. Okay.
Well, not Gummo. Gummo doesn't take place in New York at all. I think Gummo's in Ohio. I want to say. I forget.
Why would Hype Williams be on here?
But I'm just thinking because he wrote Kids, and Kids was very New York. I don't know if Hype Williams is New York, but I'm just thinking the hip hop music videos that he directed were mainly New York rappers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he just fucking likes. Why can't he like Harmony Korine?
Maybe he can. I don't know. It's interesting that
he
he's
made a
the
movie.
one.
He made Belly. Hype Williams. He made features.
Okay. Well, new
He's
interview.
not just a music video director.
I just thought it was interesting that he would be the one to give an appreciation. Sorry if I offended you. There is a new interview with Korine on there. And looks like I said, a couple other things, a conversation between him and Werner Herzog. And it's coming with a 4K and a Blu-ray. With the Blu-ray has all the special features.
The features aren't on the 4K?
It looks like one 4K Blu-ray disc of the film presented in Dolby Vision HDR and one Blu-ray with the film and special features.
I can't complain, but that is annoying.
I hate that too. I know. Dude, we
can't complain.
Dude, I watched To Die For and had to put the Blu-ray in to watch the trailer. The trailer wasn't on the 4K. I wanted to see the trailer and it was like not there.
I know.
Come on.
I feel like that's one we got to take on the chin.
I'll take it on the chin.
When it comes to physical media, we can't be that. We can't be assholes about that.
Are you highly recommending this movie to everyone out there?
I'm highly recommending everyone to give it a I don't know, man. This is a specific one. I feel like this is one, if you watch our channel, you're probably aware of this title and have made up your mind on it to begin with.
Lindsay, what's the temperature? Russ is at a loss for words.
It's no Stepfather.
You should pull up the chat comments because there's some nice things in here. Like Vegan Real 1 just said, I feel like Russ has sold me on Gummo and the Stepfather tonight. He should be doing marketing and advertising for sure, as I'd never heard of either. Hey.
Well, Vegan Real, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And I hope I'm right. I hope you enjoy them.
The Dundee says Gummo was a waste of a 4K release. LOL.
Hey, the Dundies, I'm taking L after L. I really am here.
Should have done Spring Breakers first. He also said Tripler 3. Trip LR3 says the kid using spoons to do bicep curls is comedy gold.
I mean, it is, dude. Like, there's a part in it where there's like a Madonna song involved. Like, it kind of like Spring Breakers did with Britney Spears. You know what I mean? I can't recommend it to everyone. It's
the Alex Zorba says, I like Russ, but not Gummo.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where I'm not mad. Like, I'm not, if somebody tells me they hate Gummo, I'm not going to argue with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, I get it.
Look, literally, Fox Pixar Media is contacting us. They want to know what our thoughts are. The Fox Pixar.
Ah, wow. Well,
big studio.
I don't know. Do you remember it was like a short moment of time in Saturday mornings, the Gummo animated series?
The Gummo animated series.
That was fantastic.
The kid doing the bicep curls with the spoons and eating the spaghetti in his bathtub.
Oh, yeah.
It's so gross. Just that picture, gross.
Any cartoons that we get the Blu-ray? Cartoon features or series?
Google's Trello Day says, counterpoint, you can't ignore Corine's pretentiousness.
Okay. You can watch The Beach Bum. He attacks it head on. That whole film is about him wrestling with being pretentious. But I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
You're right. That's a valid criticism. I mean, I don't see it that way, but when somebody says that, it's not like I'm shocked. Like, no, like I can see it. Yeah, like I said, not everyone's cup of tea.
Not everyone's cup of tea.
And if you are going to go Harmony Korine for like casuals, I'm always going to say kids.
That's the first place to go.
Yeah, for anyone casual, because you can take something out of that on a serious level as a message. You can watch it just as art, as like his kind of cinema verite style or whatever. Or, you know what I mean? You can watch kids and understand the point. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, this is bad. Whereas Gummo, you could watch, there is no clear message.
What about Trash Humpers? Clear message there?
We need to recycle and save the planet.
Because the more trash
it's a metaphor that we're fucking the planet. The
more trash you leave around, the more people will hump it. Put the trash away.
Yeah, what am I saying? He's pretentious as fuck. Nah, I'm a fan.
Coming soon from Criterion, Trash Humpers, the November slate. And then the only other titles that they were putting out were just some that I hadn't heard of. But all we're getting 4K except for that one Pandora's Box, and that's Demon Pond, and then a double feature with I Walked with a Zombie and The Seventh Victim. Looks like some older classic sort of cinema here from Criterion.
We'll get there eventually, Matt. We're what are we, like mid-level cinema people?
Yeah, we're just mid at this point. we haven't really gotten to this lower tier. There's one more level.
Criterion's meeting me halfway. They're giving me Gummo, Happiness, Dogfight, To Die For, Risky Business, House Party by the end of the year. I'm calling it.
They're trying to pull you into Demon Pond. They're trying to pull you into I Walked with a Zombie by giving you Gummo.
My life was pulled into a Demon Pond years ago.
Well, Russ, that's the Criterion slate. I hope everyone's enjoying that. Maybe we'll know. Maybe we only got 2 more months left for them in the year. We'll see what else they've got coming for us.
They've had a strong year.
They have had a strong year.
Undeniable.
They certainly have.
Criterion had a great year.
They have.
I'm saying that like it's over.
And it's not over yet. We still have 2 more months for them to reveal. But coming into the home stretch now. In the home stretch, no more of these, boutique labels. Now we're just going to get real weird with it.
No more poppycock.
No more poppycock. I guess not weird with it, but we're going to talk about some random varied titles that have popped up since we've been out that I think either the people should know about or the people should tell us what they think about. And I want to hear your opinions too.
Okay.
That's why you're here.
Hey.
So let's see. Columbia Classics, Russ.
Mm-hmm.
Fan of Columbia Classics?
My wallet isn't.
Well, Columbia Classics, for everyone that's a fan of this series, they're back.
I see one on there I'm already angry.
They're back.
Solo.
They're back. First, they shocked the world with Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now Columbia Classics has returned with another slate coming out September 2024. You're going to get, guess, what are you guessing before I show the title? Oh, it says it on the damn box. Oh my God, what a moron. I was going to see if you could guess from the pictures.
I was
right on the box.
I was hoping you didn't notice that. I was going to sit here and go, all the King's Men on the waterfront.
Let's get a close-up of the poster. So you got All the King's Men on the Waterfront, A Man for All Seasons, Tootsie, The Age of Innocence, and Little Women coming in this Columbia Classics box.
Is that the most recent Little Women?
It is.
Probably already had a 4K.
2019 Little Women, 1993 Age of Innocence, and then on backwards from there. This to me, I mean, I see a lot of people praising that all these titles are in here, and they do all these names I know, but in general, it's probably the least interesting collection to me so far. I think some of the other collections had a little bit more variety, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? Am I off base here? The chat will probably tell me I'm out of my mind. Freaking loser.
You're out of your fucking gourd.
Are you happy to see The Age of Innocence, Russ?
I've never seen that movie. I'd
Okay.
watch it.
All right.
I thought Criterion would put that out in 4K.
Well, speaking of that, a lot of the comments that I saw on here, as you have to imagine now, is what films are going to now be released solo.
I was about to say, this is
Which one
I'm
should I
excited.
like? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm excited for 2 of these to go solo, and that's On the Waterfront and Tootsie.
Yeah, some people had already said, I guess, the Last Picture Show, which was in one of these box
That's
sets,
been in-
has
yeah.
which was in a previous volume, already got the Criterion treatment.
Yeah.
Tootsie's included here, which had the Criterion treatment
Yep.
before. They're
Yep.
on Blu-ray, so I mean, it's
Yep.
obvious they would try to maybe put it out.
That's good news.
I would pick that up for
I
sure,
adore Tootsie. That's a 5 out of 5 for me.
and it'll absolutely get a solo release, don't you think?
I don't know about
Tootsie?
absolutely.
No, absolutely on
Dude, it took-
Tootsie.
took Taxi Driver how many years?
All right,
I think Taxi Driver has way more interest and just
maybe.
than Tootsie.
I don't know.
Than
Maybe.
Tootsie.
Well, yeah, it has more interest in Tootsie.
I love Tootsie, but I don't. Most people I talk to don't give a shit about it.
But now that it's broken in 4K, I'm sure it'll come out.
Oh, I hope. But
You heard it here first.
What are some of the other ones that haven't yet besides Taxi Driver?
A League of Their Own just busted free.
That's true. Can't Hardly Wait.
Don't forget Can't Hardly Wait. That busted out of Volume 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Fury's still trapped.
Yeah,
though.
it's still they haven't made the jump yet. But how are my Columbia Classics peeps out there? How many Columbia Classics peeps do we have in the audience? I know we kind of run a fine line with this, where some people are like, we're just happy these exist and we enjoy buying these and they're great collections and so forth, and some that are like, this isn't the kind of thing I like to collect or pick up.
It's just a good indication of what's to come. Like you said, at least now we know 4K scans exist of these 6 films.
Yeah.
So a solo release is, like you said, when you're asking me about Tootsie, I'm saying, yeah, it's a good sign, but it doesn't mean it's inevitable.
No, and I mean, it's a double-edged sword too. Then it's a great sign that they continue to put these out, which means they're selling. But if you started, it's like Encyclopedia Britannica. It's like now you can't stop. Like now I have to drop $250 every time they, get another one of these things put together. What are they doing? Like 2 a year? It's like, come on, maybe 1 a year. I don't know. You're locked into a lifetime of Columbia Classics volumes, no matter what you do.
You just flooded me with nostalgia when you referenced Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah. Yeah, I only had
Of
up
all
there
the
like G.
references of something to like drugs or anything, you went there, and I just sat there. I was like, wow, I haven't thought about that in years. I don't even remember what I didn't even listen to what you said afterwards. I'm just going to agree.
My volumes went to G. That's as far as we went. We didn't buy any more, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with these with people, but
What's the theme of this set?
I don't know.
It just 6 classic films?
Yeah.
They're saying.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, what am I going to be mad at its existence?
No, of course not.
I'm not that, but
No, of
yeah,
course
it
not.
just kind of sucks. I would personally like to own On the Waterfront and Tootsie, and I could do without the others.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, we've been very clear. These collections aren't necessarily things that we like to pick up, but I like to kind of pay attention to this because it does show, okay, these studios are putting at least these titles out in 4K that haven't been there before. That gives me hope that maybe some will be pulled out. Not all are guaranteed, but maybe some are.
yeah,
Or will.
yeah.
At least
yeah,
the chance that some will. So I don't know if there's big fans out there for these, but we at least thought we would share it so that all of you fans out there knew and heard it from us first. But did you ever pick up the Sony collection, Russ? The Sony box set with 30 classic Sony titles in there?
How rich do you think I am, man?
Some of those have been busted out too, and that's actually the next one that I wanted to talk about, and that is Run Lola Run. It's busting out.
I saw this. Why is it only like $4 on Amazon? I'm serious. I almost.
It looks kind of weird, I'm not going to lie.
Does. This looks like some bootleg shit.
It looks bargain basement.
It really does.
I know. I thought the same thing. It is kind of strange. It's coming out July 30th, so it's like right around the corner. Their 30th anniversary box set that they put out, which was a decent looking box set. It had a lot of films. This was in there. And this is its solo 4K debut. It's coming with all the same features as it did before. I kind of wish this was arriving from Sony in a steel, to be honest, or at least with a slip. This has Sony Picture Classics like label on the front, which I think is bizarre. I've never seen that.
I wanted to see Arrow or somebody do this title.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, are all the titles that are going to get pulled out of that collection going to have that little label on it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that that's kind of how this release looks.
A while. Weren't the Blu-rays like that too?
I don't know.
Was it Midnight in Paris like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that label on there, but I am really happy this is coming out solo. I did just kind of keep it saved in like a little
That's
thing.
all I've done too.
Yeah,
Because dude, I'm like, what is this? And I swear,
know.
when I looked at it on Amazon, $4 was a joke, but it was really cheap. And I looked at this cover and I'm like, what is this? This looks like something I'd find at a yard sale.
I know. Why not give it the deluxe treatment too to some degree? But I guess Sony doesn't want.
And you and I just
that to
saw this
happen.
movie for the first time not too long ago. So it
And loved it.
definitely, yeah, both of us did. Like it holds up.
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
great. It was great.
I want to see. I do. I would love a deluxe treatment for this film. Where's all of our German people out there? Come on.
Let's see. Any Run Lola Run fans out there? Run Lola Run looks really bad. LOL says Rick C. I know. I agree.
Deserves better.
It does deserve better. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the, Victor Fontaine, the Starman 4K is the only one I wanted from Volume 4. That's right. They put Starman in there. I have that on Blu-ray from Collector's Edition from Scream.
I've said that. I'm surprised they haven't milked Starman in physical media just by John Carpenter making it.
Yeah, Social Network is another one that's in there that I'm surprised hasn't jumped to 4K either. I don't know. So there's a German cut, which is the original version, says Fox Pixar Media on Run Lola Run, which that'd be kind of cool to see. So Run Lola Run, for all you fans out there, also something I'd be picking up if it was just a little bit nicer, a little bit sweeter. It'll just hold off for now.
That's right.
Maybe a stocking stuffer from a loved one.
Yeah, that's something like you pad out to get free shipping.
Just throw this
You know
little,
what I mean?
this little
Like,
$5.99 job.
damn it, I'm $6 shy of free shipping. Better get Run Lola Run.
Better get it in there. Next up, Paramount presents Russ. They're coming at you with another 4K.
You're teasing me because there's one release. Well, come on, man. But let's go.
Is this the release you were hoping to see?
No.
Bringing Out the Dead. Paramount presents 4K. Nicolas Cage, Martin Scorsese.
Paul Schrader.
In a classic 1999 film, Bringing Out the Dead, September 17th. This is, I think we've said this before, but Nicolas Cage has said time and time again, this is one of his favorite films that he's ever done. Top 3. He always puts it in there. And I don't remember seeing this movie all the way through. And the fact that he says that makes me curious to at least rewatch and see what it's all about. You, not so much.
I don't like it. I've seen it. I'm not a fan of this movie.
Okay, just pour cold water on the whole thing. I just said that. Fine.
Dude, well, you just said it yourself. I tried watching it, couldn't make it through, but now that Nicolas Cage said it's good, I'm going to try it again. Like, what are you doing?
When Longlegs tells me what to do, and look at the original art there. That kind of
That's
looks like
awesome release.
It looks like the Longlegs art.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, what did I just say? This is Paramount Presents.
It's going to be crooked a little. Don't forget.
Oh God, yeah, I have at it. I'm happy they announced this one.
It'll be a little crooked on your shelf. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Oh God, we didn't even get into what I did with Chinatown. We'll save that
For the end.
No. We'll save that for the next pod. But I saw our next live
you swindled?
stream. I worked out a way to get the 2 Jakes into my Zavvi Chinatown collection.
Well
But
done.
We'll live stream.
That's a life hack. So Paramount
It
presents.
was pretty smart.
It was pretty smart. Following up Chinatown with another classic film, Bringing Out the Dead. What I will say, though, is pretty wild for Bringing Out the Dead. Paramount presents, for once, like, did not hold back when it came to what they're putting out with this movie. Look at the stuff that's coming with this release. Like, they've got a ton of new on-set videos, Paul Schrader interviews, like all look at all this stuff. Plus, obviously all the restoration stuff, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, whatever. I mean, holy crap! Like they really gave it to you here.
Dude, they got Mark Anthony back.
Well, yeah, they did. They got Patricia Arquette on there, John Goodman, Ving Rhames, cinematographers there, screenwriters there. Obviously, Nicolas Cage is there.
Yeah. Well, okay. You know what the thing is, and I'm realizing it looking at, wow, John Goodman, Ving Rhames, Tom Size. I'm a fan of everyone involved in this movie. And I think that's why it was so ultimately disappointing. It's because it's like, this isn't even in the top 5 of everyone involved. Everyone. Scorsese has better movies. Schrader has better movies. John Goodman has better movies. Contrary to what Cage thinks, he has better movies. I mean,
you don't agree with Cage.
When you put all this together, this film should have been like
it.
It should have been it.
And
it's not. And it's not terrible. It's just
not it.
It's just not it. Yeah.
It's just not it.
It didn't gel that time. Didn't gel that time.
Didn't gel. Okay.
You can see everything at work. You can see all the, you can see Scorsese doing his shit. You can see Schrader, but it just doesn't all gel. the way you can tell they think it is, or they're intending it to.
Gotcha. Okay.
For me.
Okay. Well, that's what's coming out for Paramount Presents.
And I'm happy because, like I said, I am boycotting Paramount Presents.
You're boycotting them. That's right. I forgot, because of their covers and their shoddy practices with double dipping in 4Ks.
Yeah, they screwed me on 48 hours, and then their packaging is stupid. It all sits at a slant and looks ridiculous on my shelf. And their price, for what it is, their prices are too high.
Their prices
if they
are too
were
high.
charging like $19.99, I know that doesn't exist anymore. If they were charging $22.99, sure. But I know that Chinatown that I returned, I think I ended up paying like $30 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck no, you guys are not Arrow. Get out of here. You guys are not Criterion. You guys aren't Kino. You guys aren't shit. Like, no.
You don't like Paramount. Done. Ripped off.
Because they do. They screwed me over like 8 times.
I hear you.
Nope.
That's it. Anybody buying this? Russ clearly is trying. If Russ is a great salesman, did he dissuade you all from picking this up?
I just made the company bankrupt. Their stocks just plummeted.
Brought them down. Brought the house down.
Media to its knees.
Russ, I've got a Steelbook cherry on top here. A little Steelbook Roundup. Just a small, brief Steelbook Roundup as well.
This is the one.
But before, I just wanted to share one quick, brief news item I saw before we jump into those, like literally before we started, that I wanted to bring to people's attention, and I thought it was kind of interesting. We didn't really cover this, but Imprint, they put out a whole... They're putting out like they have a bunch of new releases coming out. One of them is a Roman Polanski box set. Good for them, and good for supporting Roman Polanski. But it's pretty funny that
they're a bold company.
They're very bold, but they're also putting out this Blair Witch Project collection with the the original and Book of Shadows, and it looks like it's in some kind of nice box. It's just Blu-ray, hard box, 1,500 copies only, whatever. And then it says something about, brand new special features and all this stuff. Well, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm still waiting on the 4K, but, if that even exists. But this looks like a good collection to pick up.
Cool.
If you were interested. But then it was really weird. I saw all these links to people saying, hey, maybe don't pick this one up right away. And it's because, I guess not only someone that's directly involved with the movie, but also maybe who's involved with getting the release put together are like, unless you really care about the Book of Shadows, a brand new 4K Blair Witch Project release is coming very soon from Second Sight. And not only are they putting it out, but they are revitalizing the film to the original vision that we had in the theater that has always been shit at home via the Artisan Blu-ray that I guess came out.
Are you talking about Book of Shadows?
No,
or both of them.
Both.
Oh.
And this Imprint, I guess, has maybe hands on that version, and the filmmaker or whomever is saying, if you really care about this movie at all, wait for the Second Sight version. And that's been kind of confirmed. No real details or anything, but I thought it was funny that all these things were getting posted about this, because I think people are ready for the Blair Witch to come out.
I'm ready for Book of Shadows, to be honest.
Well, hey, this is for you then.
This
is
I was
for you.
looking at this. Yeah, I'll definitely wait. And if you give me a 2-pack of those, I would definitely pick that up.
Yeah, this is for you. This is for you.
Because Book of Shadows is another one that's got, dude, let's be honest. They did get shit releases on everything.
Yeah.
DVD, all of it.
Yep.
I mean, it always was. Dude, for how big the Blair Witch Project was, I remember seeing that DVD in grocery stores for $3.99 in the early of course today that's normal, but I mean, I'm talking in the early 2000s where there was actually a market for home video.
Mm-hmm.
Blair Witch just got bleh. Artisan did that with a lot of stuff.
They
honestly.
did. They messed us up.
Artisan shit it out a lot. They shit out Total Recall, Basic Instinct. What's your boy William Hurt? Damn, that's actually a good movie too. And
Altered States.
Yes, they did that. Blair Witch, where they just Drugstore Cowboy was another one. Yeah, they didn't care at all.
Well, they don't care.
I'm with Michael Manello.
Michael Manello. All right, Russ.
Michael Manello.
I wanted to share that with the people. I don't want to steer the people, let the people go astray. They need to know what releases are, because I hate double dipping. I'm against double dips.
That was a great public service announcement.
I'm so against it.
I would have looked into this had you not pointed that out to me. So I thank you.
So let's put a cherry on top of this extra large stream with some Steelbooks, Russ. You ready? Just a quick little rundown.
Can I relax?
You can, of course, you can always relax,
Don't
Russ.
do it.
You can always relax.
Go to it.
The first one, Late Night with the Devil, Blu-ray Steelbook. I repeat, Blu-ray Steelbook, but this is coming out in the US. It's coming out in September. And it's coming in a really nice looking Steelbook, I might add, plus some tchotchkes that go along in there. Some looks like maybe a bookmark, maybe a little signed Jack Delroy. Well, I forget his last name. Is it Delroy? But yeah, it looks pretty cool. The little things that they're giving you with inside of this Steelbook.
Yeah, this is a title they can milk to death.
You haven't picked any of these versions up yet, have you? Anything? The 4K German media book.
Nope. I've been waiting.
The umbrella,
I feel like
blue, this blue.
I haven't. And like I said, look how many releases we've gotten already. Jesus Christ. I saw this movie in the theater earlier this year.
Yep.
I mean, like, it's going to be, with that title, with the imagery, this will be a darling on physical media. And it's a good movie. So, I mean, it'll have legs.
Yep. So
and I'm just going to wait for that 4K.
Okay.
Great packaging. Honestly, the umbrella one is the only one that I felt like, God damn, that was a great release. Not that this isn't, but compared to Umbrella, it's like, all right, now I just got to wait patiently for the right one.
Yep. Well, I'm
She'll
with you.
come around one day.
I'm in the same boat with you, but this is a really nice Blu-ray Steelbook if people are just collecting these or don't care to wait for the 4K or, you know, just missed out on the Umbrella Blu-ray and wanted something else. This looks fantastic. I would highly recommend, like you said, this movie.
Definitely.
Cool release as well. Also just announced The Ring 4K Steelbook. We covered this when it came out on Blu-ray and looked identical to this, and we all laughed because it was like its 20th anniversary or something Blu-ray. I'm like, give me, when's the 4K? Don't even, give us the 4K basically. And here it is. And it's kind of funny too. Did I have this? Yeah, so this is the regular edition. There's a regular edition that looks like probably a little slip cover, and then there's a Steelbook edition. And it's a pretty quick window, I have to say, that the Scream Factory box set came out because, a lot of people probably just bought that because they wanted this. Okay. And now this is out. And it's like nobody bought the other thing for the sequels. So it's kind of like, I feel like that stings a little bit. It hurts Scream Factory's purchasing power, maybe
Scream
a little bit, or whatever you want to call it.
clearly had a deal that they had to release them all together.
Yes.
And then
that was it, yeah.
Or not at all.
Or not at all. So this is finally coming around. Now I can finally pick it up. I was sad that the box set had occurred.
For you,
Thank you. I don't know if I'll get the Steelbook or this one, but I love The Ring, and I'm excited to get it.
I know you're a big Naomi Watts fan.
I love me some Naomi Watts. Also, Steelbook, Russ, in its 25th anniversary, Sleepy Hollow from Paramount. Not to be confused, Russ.
Oh, I am.
With the 24th anniversary edition that came out last year.
I'm going to hold out for the 26th.
Dude, remember that Steelbook that had like the booklet inside?
Yeah,
it was great.
I almost bought it. Yeah.
Dude, that came out last year. This is the 25th anniversary.
I don't know, dude.
Paramount.
Sleepy Hollow is a really good movie once it hits 28.
Dude.
That's when like this movie really gets good.
You love Paramount, don't you? Love that Paramount. What they're
Paramount
doing.
doesn't love Paramount.
Oh my God, I can't
They're
believe
on a
it's so
mission
funny.
of self-destruction.
How many times can you put this movie out in a year or two's time period? That's so crazy.
Amber Heard got to eat.
She got to eat, Russ. She got to eat. So Sleepy Hollow, 25th anniversary edition Steelbook. Next up from Sony, Russ.
Are you gonna fucking show the goddamn awesome news?
Body double.
There we go. About time.
Body double.
Pre-ordered.
So I have asked you about this movie over and over and over again as I've gone down my Brian De Palma journey with Blowout and
You're not ready.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready for Body Double.
I'm not ready for Body. I like Melanie Griffith.
I know. Oh, I'll tell you. You know, it's funny. Actually, I only saw the cover, which is the original artwork. I didn't see all this other stuff. I mean, truthfully, she's only in the movie for like the last half hour, maybe.
Okay.
Like she's.
Who else is in it?
Bill Maher.
Nancy Allen.
Nancy Allen's not in it.
I
think
Nancy.
her and De Palma broke up by this point.
Is Bill Maher in this really?
No, but it's that actor who looks just like Bill Maher. You know how I'm talking about? He's in Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Oh, the psychiatrist guy?
Yeah. He's like the lead.
Yeah. Okay.
He looks like Bill Maher.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Fake Bill Maher.
Fake Bill Maher.
He's the lead character in this. Listen, dude, this movie kicks so much fucking ass. But
why am I not ready then?
If you watch it now, for me, in my opinion, you have to watch Dress to Kill. At least you have to watch Dress to Kill before this. This movie is reactionary filmmaking. This is Brian De Palma giving a middle finger to critics and to the people who were protesting Dress to Kill and Scarface.
Okay.
And when you go into it knowing that, it plays on a level that's even better than what it is on its base. That being said, too, this is one of those movies that is a fanboy movie. This and Raising Cain are the fanboy De Palma movies, because in both of these movies, it's almost like he's damn near parodying himself. Like, there's a whole shot in this film that you're going to watch of kissing, and you're going to be like, dude, you just did this in Blowout. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like every kind of, I don't want to say cliche, but trope that De Palma is into. Like, this is about filmmaking. Again, it goes in the porn industry. So like recording and things like that,
right?
You know, he's playing with Hitchcock again. This is him. I'd say this is a combination of Rear Window and Vertigo. All right. And even De Palma himself had already done that with Sisters. So like I said, this is, you could watch it on its surface as just an 80s Brian De Palma movie, and it'll work. It's entertaining. It kicks ass. But I think when you go in with this history and knowing, like I said, dude, the reaction to Dress to Kill and the violence in Scarface, there's a murder that occurs in this film where a man is taking a drill to a woman, right? And it's the biggest drill you've ever seen, intended to be the most phallic looking thing ever, right? This scene goes on for about 5 minutes. It literally, during it, when he's about to hit her, it becomes unplugged. And he has to like go back and then start all over. And De Palma is literally drawing this out to be like, if you guys label me as this misogynist, violent dickhead in my movies, I'm going to fucking give it to you. And that's what Body Double, he's like,
okay,
he's kind of angry in it.
Angry De Palma.
In a way, but like also sort of parodying. Like I said, this works. If it works, it's good. But like if you go in, at least, dude, for you, at least see Carrie and Dress to Kill before you see this.
Okay.
That's all I'd say.
Okay.
But for me, pre-ordered, there was one thing that happens in this movie. I can't wait to see your reaction. I don't know. There's something about halfway through. You'll know when you'll see it, because you're going to be like, what the fuck? I'll just say it like this. It involves a song.
Okay.
And you'll know. You know the song. Everybody knows this song. But when this part happens, I remember when I first saw this movie, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it's great. It actually involves, that's around when Melanie Griffith's character comes in.
Let me ask you this question then. Is it a movie that you think I will like once I have that history? Because this Steelbook, like which is obviously, limited and such, it looks great. I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think you will.
Is the audience pumped up for Body Double? Lindsay, the producer, what is the vibe for Body Double?
Texas 8 just said, oh man, I need to watch this now. I've been watching some vintage De Palma lately, but haven't gotten to this one yet. And this is getting me so hyped.
So hyped.
You're going to have a blast. It's fun. It's even more like it's more fun than, and I'm a huge, De Palma is arguably my favorite filmmaker. And I'm saying this as, this is even more fun. This is fun in the way like Scarface is fun. This isn't fun in the way that, like Blowout's great, but I wouldn't call Blowout like fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is fun.
Okay.
The Alex Zorba said everyone loves Body Double.
Everyone loves Body Double. I got to see Body Double, Russ. I got to see it.
I know, and maybe you know what? Maybe what I'm saying, I'm tailoring it specifically to Matt, knowing his tastes for years. I maybe I'm doing that because this plays more like a slasher flick in some ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and that's, I don't know how you're gonna go with it, but
okay,
yeah, dude, me pre-ordered. I'm telling her, yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
Fantastic,
all of it.
Well, the final Steelbook of the night, which is, I think, probably the one that everybody really wants, even more so than Body Double, which is the Universal Collector's Edition of Twister. That's the one, Russ.
It is. I feel bad for all you guys that jumped on that initial announcement.
You mean all us guys that jumped on the...
Oh, it already came out?
That jumped on the clip art Steelbook edition?
Yeah, that shit's ugly.
Is that what she meant, Russ? Because it was either this or the regular that's just like the truck driving. And I'm like, all right, well, at least this has got the twister on it. But then when you look at this, look at that Steelbook.
Dude,
It's got them on it running from the damn twister. Look at that hard box. Like,
and I'll
great.
tell you this, man. Whenever you
Not that I was going to spend $50 on Twister or whatever this is, $39.99. I don't know what it is. I wasn't going to spend that money on Twister. Let's be clear. But I would have bought that Steelbook if it was solo, other than this one.
No, let's be clear. You pre-ordered that bullshit.
But
You
not
would have
for
pre-ordered
40,
this too.
50, whatever it
Yes,
was.
you would have.
I
Yes,
would not
you
have.
would
No,
have.
would not.
Yes, you would have. Let's be clear.
Let's be clear on that.
But let's be clear on something else.
Let's be clear.
If your movie, if your movie features a cow flying, you're gonna get an edition where that's on the cover.
You're gonna.
You should have thought ahead.
And that's the shit that sucks about Terminator and Nightmare on Elm Street and all these things. It's like you're teasing these editions, and then by the time people pre-order something, you show this, and it's like, I wish. That's why it's like I'm waiting on some of this stuff now. Not that again I was gonna buy this one. Let's be clear. I got this one. I just wish that Steelbook's so much better. Look at that. It's so much better. The movie's.
Let's be clear.
The movie's great. Let's be clear. The movie's great. I can't wait to watch it. But, that box is just a little lackluster. Let's be clear.
No, but I absolutely agree. That's why I haven't pre-ordered Terminator. I feel the same way.
Gotta wait.
And the only reason I did it with Nightmare on Elm Street is because that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
And it said Collector's Edition. Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Yeah,
it said that.
I'm an Elm Street.
You got to get it no
I'm a
matter what.
fanboy.
Yeah, so, but with that, Russ, that is the news that we're here to go with. Did you have anything else? Did the people have anything else? Anything else they were excited about? Was there anything that you've been... The Tremors 8 film collection on Blu-ray I saw is coming out.
There are 8 Tremors films.
There are. The last one's got John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite. He's in the last one.
Remember you telling me that before? I don't think I realized there was a total of 8.
He's in the 8th one. This new collection includes him and his title with
good for him.
Michael Gross.
Good for him.
Good for him.
That shit's gross.
That shit's gross. Any final thoughts from the audience? Any final thoughts from you, Lindsay, Russ?
We did have someone earlier on ask about 4K merch, 4K Kings merch.
4K Kings merch. What do they want to know about it?
They just asked.
How do you? Shit, I want to know about it. What the hell is going on with that? Hold on, really quick. I want to point out Tripler 3 saying, "I respect Barbara Crampton and Body Double, but I don't care for this movie." That's really funny because Barbara Crampton's basically just in one scene and she's naked.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Final thoughts. Is Russ going to talk about how excited he is to see Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool and Wolverine? Please make Matt watch Raising Cain. I've seen Raising Cain. I love John Lithgow, and I've seen that movie, and it weirded me out. But because I watched it when I was younger and didn't probably get what the movie was ultimately going for, and it just was like, hey, this is the dad from Footloose. Why is he doing these things? I didn't like it. I was too young to separate him from Raising Cain's chicken.
Dude, why? That guy tried to ban dancing.
He did.
He was pretty fucking evil, man.
He came around at the end. He had a great story arc.
I don't know. Footloose sucks. I don't remember.
How dare you?
Does he come around? Does he start cutting the rug?
He doesn't start dancing, but he comes around to the idea that maybe we don't
comes
have
around to the idea that maybe dancing is okay.
Let's be clear. He
has. He opens his mind a bit. Hey, this physical movement might be healthy.
Once he allowed Diane Wiest to get into his heart with what she was talking about with dancing and romance, and John Lithgow was like, okay, how can we trust our children, or how can our children be trustworthy if we don't trust them?
Hey, we're going to end on this. Grease is superior to Footloose.
Why do you got to put them in the same category?
Because one is infinitely better.
I disagree.
Was I supposed to stop the stream then?
And the stream
Stop.
stops. We need King's merch. People want the King's merch.
Yeah. I do. Yeah.
Russ is wearing his King's merch tonight.
It's a message to you, Rudy. We need the King's merch.
The man ain't lying. We do have we do have some things that we're working on, and we've kind of teased it for a while. Hopefully, people have commented every once in a while as far as any potential merch that there might be. And as you know, Russ, we try out a lot of designs on this channel. Some that you've worn, some that I wear every now and then. just to kind of see what works, what doesn't work, colors, designs, and so forth. And hopefully one day in the future.
It's soon.
It's simmering.
It's soon.
It's soon.
I'd say by the end of the year, I'd imagine.
We've got a lot of sort of physical media related designs as well as more movie related designs that we're getting some outside help with. We're not designers by any means, but we're here to wear the designs.
Yeah. And this is going to sound like we're selling, but honestly, it is something I think even Lindsay, the producer, everyone's kind of, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. We don't just want to plaster some shit on it. Hey, buy this,
yeah, no,
we honestly want to give you all something that we would wear, something that's quality.
Something that I clearly wear all the time.
Yeah.
I only wear
and
4K
you do
Kings
outside
merch.
of here too.
I do.
You don't, not just like for the fucking channel.
You might see me walking down the street if you're like, hey, how did that guy get 4K Kings merch? Oh, wait, it's not out for sale. That's literally Matt walking down the street because he's the only guy on earth that's wearing his own channel sweatshirts and t-shirts.
Even Russ
I'm proud.
Even Russ won't wear his own channel.
Wait, did you see Google's Trello Day comment? He said a Russ novelty hat and glasses.
Yeah, like a
that'd be
hat that
hilarious.
comes down and
Yeah,
glasses are
A
attached.
fucking costume, a mask, like
And a
the
beard.
Groucho shit, a fucking nose, but a hat and the glasses.
And a beard.
Ah, dude, that'd be killer.
A Russ costume for Halloween.
That would be killer.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, but it is something that I think Russ and I have always been a fan of just, like we represent ourselves on our clothing, whether it's bands or movies or whatever it might be. And it is something that we want to try to do for this channel too in a tasteful way. Something that, again, it's not just like
Yeah.
a
Not just
sellout
like,
kind of a way.
Here's a white t-shirt that says 4K Kings.
No,
Like, we're
yeah,
trying
no,
to
mm-mm.
give you all something
Yeah,
decent.
yeah, definitely decent. Definitely decent. So
Vegan
We like to
Real
think of
One.
ourselves, we're like the Kanye Wests of,
Vegan Real One says
physical
maybe some
media.
fake Russ tattoo sleeves that you could pull up.
that'd be awesome. Hey, yeah. A whole goddamn Russ Halloween costume.
I'd like Spirit of Halloween. It's in like a bag on a hook. All the things come out.
YouTube douchebag.
Yeah, or a hat like yours, like need a Russ hat with 4K Kings on it.
Yo, there.
What's that? The Fidel Castro cap with 4K Kings on it.
You know me. I like to put my
Dabble
political
in.
views on display.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. We're going to wrap it up on that note. We really appreciate your time tonight. It's great to be back. We've got a lot. We'll obviously be streaming every other Wednesday as normal. We'll have videos up in between. We've got a taxi driver review that we're working on that we'll have up, as well as a lot of other videos that we are always trying to put together for the masses, for the people to enjoy around physical media, movies, and all of our other favorite topics.
Oh yeah.
And any other final words for the people?
Man, I just love y'all.
We love you all. It's been great. Lindsay, the producer, take us out of here.